It's a Friday night in Baltimore as the Orioles host the Boston Red Sox in Game 2 of a 4-game series. But it's not just any old Friday night. Kevin Brown, Ben McDonald with you. Ryan Mountcastle was an Orioles first-round pick in 2015, their second behind DJ Stewart, a three-time minor league All-Star, the 2019 International League Most Valuable Player. He is regarded as one of the Orioles' finest young players. And tonight, for the first time, Ben McDonald, he'll put on a big league uniform and play in a major league game.
Well, it's been a struggle for him to find a place out in the field, but one place he has always been at home is in the batter's box. He's put up big numbers. You mentioned the MVP, 25 home runs last year. How about 35 doubles to go along with that, a triple? So 61 extra base hits last year in the minor leagues, and drafted as a shortstop, moved to third, over the first base, and has finally found a home out in left field.
You never want to put too much pressure on one individual player, right? For the Orioles, there are some players in the minor leagues who have faced a clamoring from this fan base, hoping for some more young talent. But Ryan Mountcastle is here. He has a chance to make a major impact, and he is here today with Chris Davis, placed on the injured list with a left knee issue. 23 years old, Ryan Mountcastle. What are realistic expectations for him?
Well, I think it's the perfect time to bring him up for a couple of reasons. One, there's no fans in the ballpark, so there's less pressure in that aspect. The other thing is he could add a spark, and the Orioles need a spark right now, right? You look at the last 5 games. They've dropped the last 5 games. They're only averaging 3.5 runs a game right now. He could provide that spark offensively that gets this team rolling again.
You talk to the folks who've been down in Bowie at the alternate training site, and there are no statistics that we are privy to, but the word on Mountcastle is he's improving his pitch selection and improving his defense, and these are the 2 specific areas we know he's needed to improve.
Oh, no doubt about that. I mean, you talk to Mike Elias, they said he wanted to take a few more pitches, try to get the on-base percentage up a little bit. But when he swings it and makes contact, it's normally good results. It's going to be a learning curve for him. Don't expect him to go out and just burn the world up right away. It's going to take some at-bats in the big leagues, but he could be a difference maker. I mean, he could be a guy that can impact this offense tonight.
Hey, it's a special day. Anytime there's a major league debut, it's a special day. We know Mom and Dad and the whole family will be watching. We'll perhaps see them as we get into the game. Orioles and Red Sox, first pitch coming next. The Orioles. No,
gotcha.
No, wait a minute. Here they come. Now he leads the Orioles onto the field. The rest of the team hung back. Welcome to the big leagues, young man. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Big Heart and Low Fares. Book now at southwest.com. And by Antwerpen Toyota. Get in the game this season with a new Toyota from Antwerpen Toyota. The Boston Red Sox 8-18, second worst record in the majors. They have won 2 in a row. Here's the starting lineup for the Sox, which features Kevin Pillar at the top, Rafael Devers and J.D. Martinez. Xander Bogaerts a 3-hit night yesterday, and Alex Verdugo, maybe their best offensive player from start to finish, in the 6th spot against a lefty. And that lefty is John Means.
Yeah, John Means, there he is. 3 starts on the year, elevated ERA. You see only 7 2/3 he's worked so far. Opponents hitting .267 off 2019 All-Star John Means.
Kevin Pillar goes first pitch hunting, and that's in the air to short left field. Ryan Mountcastle's in the area, but Pat Valleca will make the play.
This is StatCast powered by Google Cloud. You see John Means' pitch arsenal, 4-seam fastball about 44% of the time. He likes to get that changeup and that curveball down in the zone. Likes to work it inside to right-hander, so that's how he speeds the bat up. And boy, if he's going to be effective, it's all about command for John Means. In and out, and using that changeup on the offside part of the plate.
Here's a good young lefty, Rafael Devers, with a 2-hit game last night as he takes strike 1, 94 miles per hour for Means. And the story today, we thought, Ben, at least we thought up until about 1:30 this afternoon, would be John Means. And it is John Means' first outing since Sunday. That was his return after John lost his father, Alan, to pancreatic cancer at the age of 57. And he lasted only a couple of outs, gave up 3 runs to the Nationals on Sunday. He strikes out Devers here, and boy, does John Means look good to start. 95 at the belts.
Well, I tell you, he keeps pitching like this, he will be the story tonight. Make no mistake about that. And that's just that's a fastball just right up in the zone, right past Rafael Devers. So Means looks good. That's that improved velocity. We're going to talk about that a little bit as the game goes forward. Last year he averaged just shy of 92 miles an hour with the fastball. This year the average has been right at 95 is what you saw there.
J.D. Martinez the batter, and he takes ball one as called by Dan Iasonia, the crew chief. New crew in here this weekend. Andy Fletcher is the first base umpire, Trip Gibson at second, and Ben May at third. Martinez yanks one on the ground to third. Rio Ruiz across the way, and that is a 6-pitch inning for John Means. Orioles will bat against Colton Brewer when we return. Five days ago, John Means couldn't get out of the first inning despite 34 pitches thrown. Tonight, he has a 1-2-3 first inning on 6. Count them, 6 pitches. Orioles starting lineup brought to you by Southwest. Big Heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. There are some hit streaks here. Anthony Santander leads all of baseball with a 15-game hit streak in the number 2 spot. Ryan Mountcastle's major league debut comes in the 6th hole, and all the way at the bottom, Cedric Mullins, a 5-game hit streak, 7 for 17 since his return from the alternate site.
They'll take their swings off the right-hander Colton Brewer, 6'4", 222-pounder, 27 years old. See what he's done. Made his first career start just the other day. He's 0-1 on the year with a 4.50 ERA. 14 innings. He can strike you out, 15 punch-outs, but look at the walks. 8 walks, and for his career, keep an eye on this, 78 innings in the big leagues, 49 walks. Wow. That is not a good number, so the Orioles will have to be patiently aggressive tonight.
And this is an opener situation, Ben. You mentioned his first career start came just a couple of days ago against the Phillies. Opener situation. Brewer, we're expecting to see the lefty Darwinzon Hernandez make his season debut at some point. Hanser Alberto leads it off for the Orioles. And Alberto takes a strike at 94 from Colton Brewer.
Yeah, Colton Brewer actually ran in from the bullpen. I guess, you know, he's more comfortable. Obviously been a reliever his entire career, so he just comes straight in from the bullpen like it's a relief appearance.
2 strikes on Alberto, who is 7 for 27 on this homestand. 3 doubles, 7 strikeouts. Tied with Seattle's Kyle Lewis for the American League in hits. Leads the league with 12 doubles. 4th in extra base hits. A couple of home runs to go along with those. On 0-2, that fastball is high. Red Sox took the opener of this series 7-1 yesterday behind a great performance from Nathan Eovaldi. But Red Sox starters outside of Eovaldi and Martin Perez have been not good this year. They are 2-13, the Red Sox, when someone other than Perez or Eovaldi starts. Ron Renneke in his first year took over after Alex Cora left because of his involvement in the Astros sign stealing scandal. Alberto on 1-2 sends it to center. Jackie Bradley Jr. is there. So here is Anthony Santander, who cannot be retired these days. A 15-game hit streak, that is the longest active in the bigs, and these are not just American League ranks we're seeing here, Ben. These are Major League ranks. He leads all of baseball in extra base hits.
Well, you're talking about a guy that's now in the conversation for most valuable player in the American League. That's how good the start of the season has been for him. You see the 9 homers, 25 RBIs, batting average right at 300.
First pitch, hack and a foul ball off the fast one from Brewer. In this homestand, Anthony Santander has batted in the first inning in all 7 games, and he has reached base in the first inning in all 7 games. Includes a couple of home runs, 3 home runs in fact, and a walk. This breaking ball is chopped high and foul outside of first, strike 2. What's the big difference in your eyes, Santander 2019 to Santander 2020?
I think for a lot of these younger players, you know, hitting coach Don Long really stressed in spring training and summer camp, let's have an approach when you step in the box. In other words, let's have an idea of what pitch you may get. Look for that certain pitch in that certain situation. And if you get it, get your swing off. And we've seen him really work pitchers this year, really go to school the first time, the second time through, and start to look for pitches the third time through. And he's come up with some big swings.
That's hit hard into the shift. And Xander Bogaerts gets Santander, who is finally retired in the first inning. Bogaerts, the shortstop, made the play there in the shift.
Here's the defense behind Colton Brewer. Alex Verdugo out in left field. Jackie Bradley Jr. in center. Kevin Pillar will be in right field. Your double play combination, Bogaerts and Peraza. Rafael Devers over at third base. Michael Chavis over at first. And Vasquez back behind the plate again.
Red Sox have really struggled defensively on the infield, particularly Devers, who has made 8 errors. Their outfield has been very good. Verdugo, Bradley, and Pillar combined 6 assists. Renato Nunez with a smoke shot up the middle. That's a 2-out single for Nunez. And that's a good sign, because Renato Nunez has struggled on this homestand. That may be as well as he's hit a baseball in a while.
Yeah, he loves the first pitch fastball, and he gets one up in his own, and he very rarely misses that one. This ball is centered up, belt tied down the middle, and I mean right back from whence it came for a 2-out base hit. See the exit velocity on that, 105 coming off the bat.
Brandon Hyde was asked about Nunez last night. He said he looks like a guy that's pressing. I want to see a more free and easy approach. So far, so good. Here's Severino. And Pedro's first pitch hunting as well. Strike 1.
Well, this offense knows the numbers, right? The last 5 games, they haven't been very good. Matter of fact, 233 in their last 5. Runners in scoring position, only hitting 219 in the last 5 ball games. And plus, you lose Jose Iglesias, which to me is one of the biggest losses. This guy sits right in the middle of your lineup, has been so productive. And so I think everybody's trying to take up a little bit of slack, and it can begin to snowball on you at some point.
Well, not just Iglesias, but Austin Hayes. I know Austin wasn't off to a great offensive start, but Brandon said after the game, look, I feel like some guys are pressing, particularly with those 2 out. Guys that are trying to do too much. Nunez, Rio Ruiz, Alberto, the swings have been a little bit tighter. And so that's an encouraging sign from Renato here in the first. Severino chases a high fastball, strike 2.
Yeah, Cedric Mullins has stepped in, though, and really taken the place of Austin Hayes and done well. You know, he's really picked up that void. But the void with Iglesias is going to be a tough one.
Severino on base in 11 of his last 13, and RBI in 8 of his last 11 has been terrific. He is the DH tonight. Brandon Hyde has done this frequently. Chance Sisco's behind the plate. Severino DHs, gets his 2 talented young catchers in together. Luxury of having a 3rd catcher, Brian Holiday, on the roster. You can do that.
Well, you get 28 players instead of a normal 26, right? And so you can do some different things. Extra catcher and probably an extra pitcher for the Orioles.
1-2. And Brewer's curveball is hit on a line to left. Nice 2-strike approach by Severino. Got the big breaking ball and slammed it into the outfield. And the Orioles have a pair of 2-out hits.
Here's the Colton Brewer breaking ball. Look where it is, right on the inside part of the plate. And boy, Severino didn't try to do a whole lot with this, but he got the hands in tight to the body, got the barrel of the baseball to it. Watch, the body gets out a little bit out in front right there, but he keeps the hands back firm on the front side and just gets the barrel straight to it and blows it right by Devers at third base. Here's a guy they really need to get going. This guy right here.
Rio Ruiz 3 out of 23 on this homestand, with a home run, 4 walks, 5 strikeouts. And Ruiz takes a called strike as Vasquez fakes a snap to second. Nobody was covering.
We saw Vasquez last night. He likes to throw it around the diamond. He comes up quickly on the ball on the outside part just to keep Nunez a little closer to second base.
In the air left field side. And this ball traces foul, strike 2.
Colton Brewer, fastball going to be right around 95. He's going to show you a curveball, a little cut fastball as well. Remember now, he's been a reliever his entire career. 77 appearances, does have the 1 start that we mentioned just the other day. That was against the Yankees.
Two strikes on Ruiz. Looking for a hit in a big spot early. Okay, this was after the Rio foul ball. Alex Verdugo's got to chase it. Stop it, baseball. Stop it.
You got to chase down your own foul balls these days. There's nobody down the line to go get the foul balls.
I've seen some parks with ball boys and ball girls, but there's nobody here. 1-2. And Rio stays alive. I like the multicolored Verdugo glove there. A little green, a little red. I don't know if that's an Italian flag style, Mexican flag.
Got plenty
maybe.
Of colors. I don't think he could use it on the mound, but it's certainly okay to put in the outfield for sure.
You know, he is a Mexican American, Verdugo, so it's probably an homage to the Mexican flag. Rio Ruiz 1 for 21 runners in scoring position this season. He got off to such a good power start. Has faded a bit during this homestand. He's one of those players Brandon Hyde singled out for maybe pressing a little bit.
Yeah, he was certainly locked in. First series of the year over at Fenway Park, he was locked in, and really was for, you know, a few games after that, but it has not been the same for him.
Well, you'd love Ruiz to get on to extend the inning, period, but Ryan Mountcastle's on deck. Wouldn't that be fun? On the ground right side, Jose Peraza at second, and Ryan Mountcastle will lead off the second inning in his big league debut as the Orioles strand a pair.
Hey Ryan.
Hey Ryan.
Lisa and I are so proud of you, son. It's a great accomplishment. We wish you the best and tear it up tonight, man.
Love you.
Love you.
Hey Ryan, congratulations on your huge accomplishment. We are so proud of you. I know this is the beginning of a wonderful baseball career. Congrats.
Congrats. Love you, buddy.
And those were Ryan Mountcastle's parents and step-parents, and this is his girlfriend Taylor's dog, Charlie. Smile, it's Friday. That's brought to you by Dominion National, providing high-value dental and vision benefits for individuals at teethkeepers.com. Enroll today and save. Love the shirt, Charlie.
Charlie looked like he's looking for a treat. That's what it looked like to me.
It is a treat for all of us to see Charlie on our screen. It's going to be a treat when Ryan Mountcastle leads off the bottom of the second in his major league debut. I'm sure this half inning is going to be about 3 hours long out there in left field. Xander Bogaerts takes strike one from John Means.
Not if Means he keeps pitching the way he is. Well, I'll tell you what, he has looked totally different in his last start. Balls weren't real hit hard off of him in his last start, but he just didn't have the same command, and you can understand why. You know, it was a physical for him early. Named opening day starter, had to miss that start. Arm got a little bit sore coming out of summer camp, and of course started to get in the groove a little bit in the passing of his father.
That is crushed by Bogaerts into the gap, out toward the bullpens, and Xander Bogaerts has homered for a second straight night. Bogaerts' 6th home run of the year, 4th against a lefty, and the Red Sox lead 1-0 in the second.
Well, you knew this was coming from Bogaerts. He was too good last year. 33 homers, 117 RBIs. He wasn't swinging it well. Not great when he got in. You'd hope he'd stay cold at least another 4 games, but he has not. He hit a mistake home run last night, and this looks like a changeup just kind of left in the wrong spot. You could see where Cisco was set up, wants it down and away, and this ball is middle thigh high. Big league hitters just don't miss those.
Christian Vasquez takes aim at a changeup, strike one. Well, Bogaerts had 3 hits yesterday. He was 6 out of 36 coming in what had been a 1-9 stretch for the Red Sox. And he's 4 for 6 in this one. The peripherals, the StatCast numbers were not bad. on Bogaerts in that stretch. Just some bad luck, a team-wide funk, and yeah, you can tell before long Xander Bogaerts going to break out of it. He is one of those players. Christian Vasquez, the Red Sox catcher, with a ground ball to third. True hop Ruiz, and one away. Time for our PNC blog recap. PNC helping to make banking easier. Our friends Rock and Steve at MASNsports.com. Rock Kabako writing about the Orioles' addition of Ryan Mountcastle and the corresponding move Chris Davis to the injured list. Left knee patellar tendonitis. Steve Molesky, starters need to stick around longer. We know that. The starters and the relievers have thrown an identical number of innings this year. And as we talked about a little bit yesterday, Ben, that is not a recipe for sustained success.
No, you might be able to get away with it in the shortened season that we're in a little bit, but certainly over a long haul, it's going to catch up to you. And the Orioles starters are only working a little over 4 innings so far this year on an average, which is 20th best out of 30 big league teams. So it needs to get better.
2-1 for Alex Verdugo. I wonder how long we'll see John Means tonight, because he told us last time out he was only slated to throw 2 innings. So what would be a good number in your view?
You know what? I know he was gone for a week, but it's not like you don't pick a ball up even when you're home. So I'm sure if you know John Means, the harder worker as he is, he got out and probably threw a bullpen. He played catch, so he didn't lose a whole lot of what he had. He lost a little bit. I think I'm more concerned about the rhythm, and facing hitters and getting that hitter rhythm when you get on the mound. But I wouldn't be shocked if he's rolling and pitching well. We see him 60-65 pitches. I don't think that's a stretch at all.
Verdugo with a shift beater the other way. That's a 12-game hit streak now for Alex Verdugo.
There it is. Most innings pitched by a bullpen. You see the Rays, of course, they use the opener a lot, but there's the Red Sox. They've had their struggles. You see the Orioles 111, so 4th most innings pitched by the bullpen this year.
It's a good point on the Rays. If you could narrow the graphic to most innings pitched by starters / bulk pitchers, versus bullpen, looks a little bit different. But at the same time, it's generally not a list you want to be that high on. No. And you understand with the shortened season and the shortened run up to the season, the starters were going to go a little bit less deep into games off the start. But now a few turns through the rotation, you'd like to see guys pitching into the 6th.
And that was the whole reason Major League Baseball gave everybody extra players to try to protect pitchers a little bit more. It hasn't worked. There's been so many injuries for whatever reason to pitchers this year.
1-1 to Michael Chavis. Meanwhile, I don't know where that last pitch was, and I don't think John Means does either. Chavis plays against lefties. Mitch Moreland plays against righties. That's pretty much a strict platoon for Ron Renneke at first base. That is rocketed right to third. Rio on the spot, 2 down. Maryland Lottery's contestants of the game, Robert Bagley from Hyattsville and Krishi Gupta from Burtonsville, have won $500 just for being selected. They'll win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play any fast play from Maryland Lottery and enter your tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Just visit mdlottery.com/home run. So Chavis on a rope to third, and here's Jackie Bradley Jr. And a swing and a miss. Fastball 94 for Means, whose velocity is up considerably this season.
Well, he's facing an opponent he's had a lot of success against, too. That should ease his mind. He had 5 starts against the Red Sox last year. He went 3-1 with the ERA right about 2.9, so a ton of success against the Red Sox. And in his career, 12 big league wins in his career, 3 have been against the Red Sox. So that's always makes you feel good as a pitcher to face a team, no matter what the numbers or the names on the back of the jersey say. If you have a lot of success against a team, it puts you in a little bit of a comfort zone to begin the game.
More starts, more innings against the Red Sox than any other team. On 2 strikes, down goes Jackie Bradley Jr. Ryan Mountcastle will hit for the Orioles for the first time in the major leagues when we return.
Florida, about 20 miles from Orlando. There you see Ryan's dad and stepmom and a big family and friends gathering. And then Ryan's mom, Michelle, and stepdad, Kurt, they're watching from a hotel in North Carolina. So the vacation goes on, but some great parties. Excited about Ryan Mountcastle.
Ladies and gentlemen, now batting for the Orioles and making his major league debut, left fielder number 6, Ryan Mountcastle.
Well, we wish there were about 40,000 of our best friends here screaming and cheering when they heard that, but this will do all the same. Ryan Mountcastle is a major league player, and he'll see a major league pitch for the first time against Colton Brewer. Yeah, and that is ball 1.
And I hope we hear that for about the next 12 years.
Me too. One of the Orioles' top young hitters called up today from the alternate site in Bowie. Found out about 10 in the morning. Nothing big, just a casual call up. Found out when he was lying in bed. But this has been a long time coming for Mountcastle, even at just age 23. Was terrific last year with Norfolk, the International League MVP. 25 home runs, the Orioles minor league player of the year.
You know what I love about Mountcastle? You go back and look at his numbers in 5 years in the minor leagues. Not only does he have a pop, we know he's got pop in the bat, right? But he's a career 295 hitter too. That says something. You know, and I know the strikeouts are up a little bit and you want him to walk more, but that's kind of where the game is today. And he'll get better at that the more pitches he sees, the more at bats he gets. But for a big guy like him, the power numbers have been ticking up every year in the minor leagues, but the batting average has always been above average.
1-2 from Colton Brewer here in the second inning. And Mountcastle, it's a hard one foul. Brandon Hine, it's an exciting day for him too.
I just want him to play his game and be a part of the team and not feel like he needs to carry any load, but just take 4 good at bats a night. Continue to work on his defense and just be part of our lineup and part of the team.
Mountcastle with a good take there on a breaking ball away, ball 2.
I love that advice. That's great advice. You know, a lot of times young players come to the big leagues and they think they got to do more. The truth is, continue to do the things that got you there. You'll grow as you get the experience. The players love him, and I love his demeanor. He's one of those kids, even keel, no matter what's going on. You watch him in spring training.
On 2-2, he takes high, and Ryan Mountcastle has worked the count full. Just 24 walks in AAA last year, 130 strikeouts. But a discerning eye in his first major league at bat. He will see a 7th pitch from Colton Brewer. And it's low and away. Ryan Mountcastle, first big league plate appearance. Everybody's talking about he needs to improve his plate discipline, and he walks to lead off the second.
Now he can breathe, right? That at bat, the toughest one is over with now. He'll take a deep breath as he gets down there. Big smile on his face.
Listen, you're going to wait for that first hit, but this is almost as nice because we've been hearing, well, he's not up yet because he needs to work on his discipline, Good start, laid off a couple of close ones, and got a 3-2 down and away. So the leadoff man is on, and Chance Sisco hits one on the ground to second. Jose Peraza with a flip to Bogarts, and the Red Sox turn 2. So Ryan can return to hopefully a sea of adoration in the dugout, though a little earlier than the O's would have liked.
Boy, watch this turn here. It doesn't get any better than this. Look how quick Peraza over to Bogarts. He turns it, strong throw across the diamond. But you talk about really quick hands from the second baseman Peraza. Watch how ball's in the glove. Nice flip. Perfect feed. A rifle across the diamond.
Now Pat Valleca, who drove in the Orioles' only run last night, 7th inning home run against Nathan Eovaldi. 28 pitches for Colton Brewer, who's the Red Sox opener. Threw 2 2/3 innings against the Yankees a week ago, so he can go 3.
Yeah, they call him an opener, but he had a pretty good pitch count against the Yankees. So if he's having success, it wouldn't surprise me to see him go 65, 70 pitches. So he could get you 4.
In the air to right, Kevin Pillar, long run, and Pillar makes the play before finding himself face to face with the padding. Ryan Mountcastle's got a 1,000 on base percentage in his big league career, but the Orioles make a couple of outs to follow.
Red Sox as they get set to hit in the top of the 3rd inning, and we've been talking about it. It's a huge night for Ryan Mountcastle and all of his friends and family watching wherever they may be. His dad, Steve, told me that since he was 3 years old, he always had a ball in his hand, and this is a familiar story. His mother would tell him to stop playing in the house, but as soon as she left the room, he would start playing again. And his mom, Michelle, said that he went to a friend's birthday party at about 10 years old and wouldn't play with anyone there because there was a baseball game on TV. She added that he's always been a professional baseball player at heart. So a dream realized tonight for Ryan Mountcastle and all of his family, Kevin.
Brett, what a special moment it is for the entire Mountcastle family tonight. And again, the only shame of this is that they're not here to see it in person, particularly because we learned today, heard his dad Steve on the radio talking to our friends Jason Lockenfor and Ken Weinman, that Steve was an Orioles fan growing up, Steve Mountcastle. So a ground ball to third from Jose Peraza, 1 away. Steve Mountcastle from Northern Virginia, went to George Mason, was an O's fan. He said, we didn't even think the Orioles were on Ryan's radar when it came to the draft in 2015. One away, Kevin Pillar.
Well, John Means has been on fire at first pitch. He's getting a lot of first pitch strikes, is what he wants to do. Put hitters on defense right away. The command is better. Made the one mistake to Bogarts. Left the change up. He hit it for a home run, but past that's been pretty good.
First pitch strikes. Everybody except J.D. Martinez so far.
And that's what he has to do. He has to get the ball in the inside part of the plate to the right-handers. Make them think he's going to get them out right in there. Those are purpose pitches. He only sets up the changeup, which is John Means' second best pitch, really. And he'll try to throw it down and away.
So 2 straight fastballs in. And Pillar with a little cue shot off the changeup. It was not well hit at all, but it was well placed. So there have been reasons for John Means' struggles this season, some personal, some injury related, but as we get a little bit into the weeds here and you look at some of the StatCast numbers, the 4-seam velocity is up. The quality of contact has been okay. His expected ERA, expected average, based on how hard the opponents are hitting the ball, where they're hitting it. He has faced some bad luck, and that is indicative after that Pillar little cue shot to right. And it's not just to make excuses, obviously, but part of this is a small sample size and Means just running into some plain bad luck.
As a pitcher, you have those ups and downs during the season. When things are going your way, they're barreling the ball up and just right 2 people and they're outs. And then when things aren't going your way, you make a really good pitch and hit it off the end of the bat, and it's lobbed out for a base hit with 2 out, runners on second and third, and you get 2 runs.
Devers sweeps one into left center. Ryan Mountcastle makes his first play in the big leagues, first put out.
That was smooth. Nothing wrong with that.
He claps to the invisible fans into the Orioles bullpen.
He's starting to check all the boxes. First play, first at bat.
Fielded a single from Verdugo in the second, but this is his first putout in left field. J.D. Martinez, the dangerous hitter with 2 down. And that is apparently a little bit low or outside or something, ball 1.
That's a strike called a ball. That's what that is.
Yes. I mean, that's about as good as you can start JD Martinez, who has really punished left-handers historically. 990 OPS in his career against lefties. That's a strike. Since he signed with the Red Sox 2018, nobody in the league has driven in more runs than JD Martinez. 12 home runs in this ballpark since 2015. That's a fastball from Means. A little bit inside, 2-1.
And it's because he uses the opposite field as well as any power hitter in baseball. That's what makes him special. He will get as many base hits to the opposite field as he will to the pull side. He has that inside out swing, but he has also the power to leave in any field.
Knowing that he has such elite plate coverage, where would you go here on a 2-strike count?
You got to do enough work away, but I think the place to get JD Martinez out as he's gotten older is inside. Now, you can't stay inside with him because he, like a lot of big league hitters, will make some adjustments. But I like to slow stuff away. You slow the bat down, then you try to speed it up on the inside part.
Setups inside. Oh, he tried to go inside with a curveball, and the pitch skips away, sending Pilar down to second.
Yeah, it means he just kind of overthrew this breaking ball. Just kind of spikes it right in the dirt. Really no chance for Francisco to come up with that one.
What does that mean when you overthrow a curveball?
You try to throw it too hard. You try to make it too nasty. You know, you got a big time hitter at the plate, so you're trying to throw I'm gonna throw my best one. And sometimes we think about throwing our best one, we get a little bit more mile per hour to it, and we just overthrow it basically.
3-2. In the air, center field. Cedric Mullins is not going to have a chance at this one. JD Martinez does pretty much what JD Martinez does. He goes the other way for a 2-run home run. The Red Sox second homer of the night, and it is 3-0 Boston.
This ball was hit. I mean, straight away center field, 431 feet, and another changeup. Bogarts hit a changeup that was up in the zone for a home run. And watch this one. Turns it over. Not a terrible pitch, but it's too much middle, maybe middle third. Want that ball to get on the outside part of the plate. What a swing that was by JD Martinez. And when you're not going good, your mistakes are always magnified. That's just the way it is.
They have hit balls hard tonight, the Red Sox. 103 miles an hour off the bat for Martinez on the home run. There's Bogarts, who hit one out at 102 miles per hour, 412 feet in the second. So the strike to ball ratio is good right now. It's 28-12. The difference was Sunday. Command period on Sunday, and it seems to be command within the zone tonight.
Yeah, we've always said that there's a difference between a strike and a quality strike. A strike gets barreled up a good bit. Quality strikes not so much. So although the numbers can be deceiving, well, he's throwing a lot of strikes. Well, sometimes you throw too good of a strike. That's kind of been the case for those two batters.
Little settle down motion from Francisco there. That fastball at 95 certainly seemed overthrown.
Yeah, increase in velocity is great, right? But if you don't have the same control at 90 that you had at 92 that you have at 95, it's not so good. Remember, the average big league fastball is right around 94 miles an hour is what it is. So you try to be above or below hitting speed.
Fisted on the ground. Ruiz cuts off Baleka and got rid of it just in time. Sox get 2 more and a long one from JD Martinez. 3-0. Special birthday memory in Birdland today. Longtime Orioles fan David D. Mudd. He would have been 88 today. Baltimore native who once tried out for the Orioles before serving our country in the Air Force while David's family can't be here at Oriole Park to celebrate his birthday this year. We're wishing the Muds all the best, and we thank David and his entire family for their many years of loyal Orioles support. Mud family, we're going to see you right back here sooner than you think. These green seats are going to be filled before you know it. Everybody do your part. Continue to wear a mask. Continue to be safe, social distance, and hopefully we can pack this place in 2021. Cedric Mullins shows bunt, leading off the home third. Strike one from Colton Brewer, the Red Sox opener, who's through 2 pretty good innings. Mullins has been terrific since his return from Bowie about a week ago. Oh, that one got away. That is into the 15th row of seats somehow. Jorge Lopez is throwing in the Orioles bullpen. 3 innings for John Means after he lasted 2/3 of an inning in his previous start. Lopez relieved him in the first inning Sunday. Again, we don't know, Ben, if there's a strict pitch count off of Means, but from what you see, would you like to see him get back out there for the 4th, or do you think it's time for Lopez?
No, I'd like to see him get back out. I'd like to see him work on some things and try to get that rhythm and really work on his changeup. He got beat up a little bit on the changeup his last start. He's made a couple mistakes, and that's his bread and butter. You know, he normally, when he's on, like Tommy Malone, like Wade LeBlanc, the lefties that are in this Oriole rotation, they got to have that changeup be down and away to be effective. I'd like to see him end on a good note. You know, I'd like to see him go back out one more inning and get 3 up and 3 down and get some confidence going into his next start.
Cedric Mullins has a hit in all 5 games with an at-bat since his return from the alternate camp. Top of the lineup, and Alberto awaiting. Brewer on 3-2. And a ground ball foul.
Yeah, Mullins has been, I mean, since coming back, he's made a difference. You know about the struggles last year, the struggles this year. He got called up the first time. Since coming back, he's done a lot of good things. Stolen bases, outstanding plays on defense, hitting some base hits now.
Taking a little bit extra time after that foul ball off of his leg. Pitch number 7 is grounded to second, and Jose Peraza. This season we are recognizing some of the Orioles' biggest fans, and today we'd like to say hello to Orange Level member Timmy Gansky Jr. from Westminster, Birdland member since 2015. His favorite Birdland memory, witnessing the unveiling of the Brooks Robinson statue and hearing the Hall of Famers speak. Learn more about Birdland memberships at Orioles.com/membership. Speaking of Brooksy, it was this day in 1977 when Brooks Robinson retired. 23 years, 16 Gold Gloves. The Hall of Famer officially called it a day on this day 43 years ago. That is cracked foul by Alberto under the retired numbers. You know what I learned today, actually, Ben? Brooks Robinson was going through the list of Orioles who've worn number 6 in history, because Ryan Mountcastle's wearing jersey number 6, and Brooks Robinson apparently wore number 6 in his second year with the O's.
Oh.
Thank you. That was pretty much what that deserved.
I don't know why he changed. Why do you think? Well, maybe somebody had the number that he wanted, a veteran player, and then finally that guy retired or got traded or moved or whatever, and he got the number that he wanted.
He wore it in 56, and then he went to number 5 after that. And nobody's gone to number 5 since. 2-2 for Alberto. Did you get the number you wanted when you came to the Bigs?
No, I didn't. I actually was given 23 because Larry Sheets at the time had number 19, which is the one I wanted, and Harry Sheets got traded the following year, and I was able to get 19, so it might have been a similar thing that Brooksy went through.
You look like a 19.
Well, it's just one of those things that sticks with you. In high school, you know, they ask you not what number you want, what size you are. And I said,
Right.
well, I'm an extra large. They just dig in an old sack of uniforms that are 20 years old. They look for XL, and they just throw it to you. They don't even know what number it is. So I got stuck with 19, and it stuck with me the rest of the way.
Bob Hale, by the way, was the number 6 after and before Brooks. There's a ground ball right back to Colton Brewer. Number 5 before Brooks, that was Bobby Adams, and he gave it up, and Brooks took it. And never lost it. Go to masson.me/enter to submit today's word of the day security for a chance to win an autographed Orioles prize pack. Brought to you by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, your workers' compensation insurance specialist. 2 down, Anthony Santander bats. Home runs for the Red Sox. Bogarts a solo shot in the second. Martinez a 2-run homer in the third. Colton Brewer, the Red Sox opener, looking like a bona fide starter. Overhand curveball drops in for strike 1.
Yeah, he's used both of his breaking balls. 3-pitch mix. Hard cutter. He got Cedric Mullins on it in the hands. Ground out to second base, and there's the overhand, and we've seen a mid-90s fastball. So yeah, he's been good. Gave up the 2 base hits in the first inning, but after there were 2 outs.
Red Sox could use anything out of their starters. Length, zeros, whatever. And they're 2-13 when Nathan Eovaldi and Martin Perez do not start. Those are the top 2 in the Red Sox rotation.
Well, Eovaldi was as good last night as you're going to see. He kind of set the tone for this series, and he set the tone last night right away.
On 0-2, a sharp ground ball through the shift. Base hit Santander. And his major league leading hit streak is up to 16 games.
Well, that was an impressive move to the baseball right there. An elevated fastball. I don't even know if this was in the zone, maybe just to the top quadrant, but watch how quick he gets to this ball. Goes out and just circles this one and hits a rocket. Right by the shift, through the shift. 16-game hitting streak, 6 home runs in his last 9 games now, 18 RBIs in his last 13. I'd say he's on fire.
104 miles an hour off the bat. He hit it right into the teeth of the shift and through. Renato Nunez takes strike 1. So 3 hits for the Orioles tonight. They've all been singles. The O's had 5 hits yesterday. The first 4 were singles until Valleca's home run in the 7th.
And they've all been with 2 out.
Including Nunez, who fouls away strike 2. All quiet in the Red Sox bullpen as Brewer gets set to throw his 49th pitch. First to check on Santander, who is in standing. Red Sox, the second worst team in the league by team ERA, 6.01. That is only ahead of Detroit. They've been awfully good in this series. 1 run allowed in 12 innings as Nunez is frozen at a curveball.
The numbers: 3 innings pitched, 4 hits, 3 runs, two home runs mixed in there, 3 earned runs. Didn't walk about it, through a high percentage of strikes as well. This pitching change is brought to you by Jiffy Lube. Jiffy Lube Multi-Care stores do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube Multi-Care inspect your brakes today. And Jorge Lopez is in relief of John Means like he did the last time. You see 2 games this year he has been in. ERA 7.71. He's worked in 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits, struck out 5, has not walked a batter. Opponent's hitting .333 off of the right-hander Jorge Lopez.
27 years old, 6'2", 205, and pretty good And his first Orioles outing Sunday relieved Means in the first inning through 4 innings. 5 strikeouts, no walks. Did give up a couple of runs late.
Yeah, I thought he actually looked pretty good. His off-speed stuff was good. The velocity was good. Brandon Hyde was excited to pick him up. He loves the arm, loves the breaking ball.
So Lopez to Christian Vasquez and a 94-mile-an-hour fastball to start him. What will you take away from John Means' 3 innings tonight?
2 mistakes. That's what I really thought he threw the ball pretty good, but when you give up home runs, especially with guys on base, the numbers tick up in a hurry, but I think there's some concern there with the changeup, because that seems to be the pitch he's gotten hurt on most this year, and it typically is his best pitch, and he's just having trouble right now. The break is good to it, the depth is good to it, but he's starting it a little bit too high in the strike zone and having it land almost in the middle part of the plate, and he got burnt twice on it.
Christian Vasquez goes down. Good hard sinker for Lopez, strike 3.
That's what Lopez can do to you. It's a good live arm, and I love where Chance Cisco is. Inside corner, wants it right there. Boy, you can't do it any better than that. Watch this late movement. Starts it kind of on the inner third. By the time it travels that 60 feet 6 inches, it is well off the plate, and an outstanding pitch by Lopez.
One away, Alex Verdugo. I just want to add to what you said about the changeup with Means. I know we're in small sample size theater still, but last year the league hit .207 against John Means' changeup. Had a swing and miss rate of about 25%. Coming into tonight, hitters were 6 of 16 against John Means' changeup, only swinging and missing at a 13% rate. And to add to that 6 for 16, 2 home runs tonight.
Yeah, he just doesn't have the command with it. And like we mentioned earlier, same thing with Tommy Malone, Wade LeBlanc. That changeup has to be knee high or below and on the outside part of the plate to the right-handers.
2-1 for Verdugo, who singled in the first. The Orioles overshifted Verdugo in his first at-bat. They do not here. They play straight up, and that's largely because of the pitcher. Lopez gets so many ground balls that the infield will shift less around him, as they used to do with Richard Blyer. That is inside, ball 3.
Well, I want that one if I'm on the bump. But that's that front door. So he can start it in off the plate. He does this on purpose. So it's a ball out of the hand, but watch the late movement, and it becomes right back to the inside part. Didn't get the call on that one.
I will say this. It has to be more difficult to be a home plate umpire in 2020 than at any time in history. That is a high bouncer from Verdugo, and well done by Nunez and Lopez for the ground out 3-1.
Yeah, they made that play look pretty easy. That is a difficult chance all the way around. It's a high chopper. Nunez has to go get it and quickly get it over to Lopez, who catches the ball and steps on first base, just basically all at the same time. Well done.
I'd love to say this is where the Orioles February PFP drills paid off, but Jorge Lopez wasn't with the team until about a week and a half ago.
Well, Lopez did exactly what you're supposed to. Anytime there's a ground ball to the right side, you don't look and see if somebody catches. You begin to run towards first base. That's the idea, because players are too fast today. If you hesitate for just a count, a lot of times you will not make it there in time. That's something they teach you basically your freshman year in high school. You better be getting to the first base bag when the ball is on the ground to the right side.
And it's perhaps the rare thing that many of us remember from our freshman year of high school.
Well, when you screw it up one time like I did, and the high school coach just gets in your grill for the next 15 minutes, you never ever make that mistake again.
That's one way to do it. See, if only our biology teachers, when we got an answer wrong on a test, had been in our grill for 15 minutes, we would have aced biology.
Pretty sure mine was, but I still didn't ace biology.
that didn't have anything to do with you? You just weren't cut out for certain lines of work, Ben. That's okay.
No, it's called school. Yeah, I wasn't cut out for it.
Two strikes on Chavis, and Lopez will restart. Michael Chavis lined out hard to third. First time hit the ball on a rope. And here he takes a fastball just off the plate. What did you major in?
Sports? Is that a major? Baseball?
I mean, if it's a major anywhere, it's probably a major at LSU.
That's right. Well, in today's world, you can almost make up your majors. There's some majors now I never even heard of. I think they're just making them up now. But I actually had started in broadcast and journalism. I only got 2.5 years in before I left.
Okay.
And
so this actually worked out perfectly for you.
Yeah, it did. I got some use of it for sure.
There's a slow ground ball to Alberto. And he gets Chavis, who is an okay runner. 1-2-3 inning out of the pen for Jorge Lopez. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by the redesigned 2020 RAV4. Ready for any adventure. Go Toyota and let's go places. Just make sure you go places with a mask here in 2020. Like the Inner Harbor, which is beautiful as always on this Friday night. Kevin Brown, Ben McDonald. There's Brandon Hine looking on as his Orioles try to solve Colton Brewer. Red Sox came in here yesterday with the worst pitching staff in baseball, and they have pretty much shut down this Orioles team. 1 run in 12 innings. Pedro Severino, Rio Ruiz, and Ryan Mountcastle due up in the fourth. We'll see Mountcastle for his second major league plate appearance after a walk in the second inning. That was Colton Brewer's 50th pitch. Again, he was supposed to be the opener for the Red Sox today, and he's done a little bit more than opening.
There's no movement at all in that Red Sox bullpen. And that's what we thought would happen. If he was pitching well, we thought he could maybe give him 65 pitches. It looks like he's going to do that. Orioles coming through the lineup for the second time. You hope they've seen him make some adjustments. It's been a good fastball, both in and out, and a couple of different breaking balls.
Like that one.
Yep, that's the harder of the two. So that's like the cutter, hard slider. He's got more of a looping breaking ball.
Now the cutter averages at 90, so if you're looking at a scouting report that says 90 and then the cutter comes in at 86, maybe that's a little tough for you. Severino singled his first time and stays alive here. Remember last year, Severino really started well. He was hitting .288, .937 OPS in the first 60 games. One of the best hitting catchers in baseball. Game 61, took a foul ball off the face mask, left the game, was checked for a concussion, struggled the rest of the year. Whether those two are related or not, it's worth remembering what a great start he got off to last year. And his start this season has been even better.
Well, he admitted, in spring training that, his body was not in the best shape. He felt like he got tired down the stretch. Matter of fact, he ended the season 0 for 16, if I remember right. So he really hit bottom right towards the end of the season. And he worked really hard, like a lot of the Orioles did. A lot of guys through the break between spring training and summer camp spent some extra time getting their bodies in shape. Ruiz gained 10 pounds.
I'm wondering if anybody got in the kind of shape you did during the break, because I saw you on Twitter. You were cutting trees down and doing lawn projects seemingly every day.
Yeah, well, that was the bad thing for me hanging around the house, is the honeydew list got really long, and it was something different every day. So I was kind of glad when baseball. I think my wife thinks I'm a handyman now, and I'm not.
You just play one on TV. 2-2 for Severino, 6 pitches deep. There's Rio Ruiz trying to get on track on this homestand. Severino spoils a cutter near the outside corner. That was actually the 8th pitch of this at bat. 4 2-strike foul balls from Severino.
Outstanding at bat going here for Severino, and he's done this all year long. He has fought off tough pitches, he's extended at bats, and then he's got some pitches he has handled, and he's not missed them.
Orioles have had a lot of deep at bats against Brewer. They're just lacking in results ultimately. 3-2. That's hit to right field. Long run for Pilar. And Pilar all out into foul territory to make the play. Just another fantastic play from Kevin Pilar, which we have seen way too many times in an opposing uniform over the years.
Yeah, that's a pickup for the Red Sox. And boy, you lose Mookie Betts, you think you lose a lot, and you do from an offensive standpoint. But I don't know about a defensive standpoint. Verdugo has been out in right field at the beginning of the year. Pilar can really run, and you won't see a better play tonight in all of baseball. Colton Brewer certainly appreciates that.
I don't know how StatCast calculates 4-star and 5-star catches defensively, but that's got to be a 5-star catch.
You would think so, because he was, it looked like to me he was shaded slightly, maybe a step or two towards the right center field gap. So a long run and an outstanding effort. Eye on the ball the whole time. I thought for a second it was going to kick out right there, but he kept it. Ball gets in the web right there, stays in it, and he takes the offhand and really covers it up right at the end to keep it from coming out.
The defensive metrics are still something I think are a little bit of a work in progress, and there are so many different ways to measure. If you go into StatCast, well, StatCast says early on Pilar has actually been a little below average this season, but that does not play with his career or even what we've seen in the field. Again, maybe just a small sample size thing. What our eyes tell us defensively, and eyes are not everything, we know that, but what our eyes tell us is that Kevin Pilar has been great and continues to be great in the outfield. When you combine him with Bradley, there's so much ground to be covered in right center.
And Verdugo in left field, don't think he can't go too. Of course, Andrew Benintendi on the IL for them, and boy, you get him in that lineup. He was a center fielder in college. It's almost like you got 3 center fielders out there running around, and that is valuable.
Breaking ball, strike 2 for Ruiz. Well, StatCast does like the Red Sox outfield as a whole. Red Sox are at 5 outs above average in the outfield, which basically means they have saved an inning and 2/3 compared to an average outfield. Only the Dodgers have a better number. On 1-2, Ruiz is tied up. He got a piece, and Vasquez couldn't hang on to it.
Here's the catch here on StatCast. So you're going to see Pilar take off running from his right field position. 29.7 feet per second. 98 feet. There's nothing average about that play, I can tell you. For a club that's been struggling defensively, but as you mentioned, the outfield, it's done its job. It's an above average outfield. The infield is the one that's had its issues.
Particularly Devers, who has an .862 fielding percentage at third. 8 errors. Jose Peraza has made 5 errors.
Because that's one thing about the Red Sox the last 2 years. I mean, they have fielded the ball well. .985 the year they won the World Series in 18. .985 again last year. So top 3 or 4 in the league the last couple of years, and they come in dead last in the American League in fielding percentage.
It's another long at bat here. The Orioles are making Brewer work, and it's a little bit of a surprise to think that Colton Brewer has thrown 65 pitches and the Red Sox have not started their bullpen, but it is a testament to Brewer, who was a starter in the minor leagues, hadn't started a game up until this week since 2016 with Bradenton.
Well, I can't believe it's a control. You know, he's had issues his entire career with walks. And we mentioned it earlier. He had 8 walks in 14 innings coming in for his big league career. 49 walks in just 78 innings pitched, but he's only walked 1 tonight. And he's thrown that both of his breaking balls. He's starting to get a little bit of action in that Red Sox bullpen. Valdez is getting heated up. But he's been able to land that cut fastball and the breaking ball in fastball counts.
Well, there's walk number 2, and this might accelerate the process. Nowhere close on a breaking ball. Ruiz walks, and Ryan Mountcastle's coming up. Those fans exclusive Negro League Centennial Celebration game used bases, Dwight Smith Jr. jersey, Austin Hayes baseball, and more are available right now at the Orioles online auction. And bidding closes in just 2 days, Sunday at 10 Eastern. Proceeds benefit James Mosher Baseball, the oldest African-American youth baseball league in the country, and one of the original groups to be part of the Orioles Reviving Baseball and Inner Cities program. Bid now, learn more, Orioles.com/auction. Ryan Mountcastle with a big swing and a miss to start his second major league plate appearance. 7-pitch walk, his first time up. And they're on the edge of their seats right now in Central Florida. Saw the watch party earlier. Strike 2 as Mountcastle fouls away a fastball. Three straight years minor league all-star. AAA Norfolk last year, AA Bowie the year before that, Class A Frederick before that. All 5 seasons an MILB organizational all-star.
Yeah, and he's hit at every level. That's what you like about it. Power numbers continue to tick up.
And Brewer gets him here, strike 3. So Mountcastle with a walk and a strikeout in his first 2 major league plate appearances.
Well, 3 really good pitches by Colton Brewer to Mountcastle. A couple of fastballs just on the edge, and watch this late cut. There's that slider spin, and it just cuts it right off the outside corner. You could see where Vasquez is set up, and that's exactly where the ball is delivered. Is Mountcastle just a little bit out in front of it, but you get 2 fastballs to speed the bat up, then he takes a little bit off and places it perfectly just off the edge.
Here's Chance Sisco and a ground ball to second base. Chance Sisco has put the first pitch in play both times. And the Orioles trail by 3 after 4.
And my co-host, Jeff Arnold. It drops every Tuesdays and Fridays. A brand new podcast. You can learn more at Orioles.com/podcast or wherever you download your podcast. New episode out today. Orioles pitching coach Doug Brocail joins us to talk about his pitching staff. And somehow, some way, we landed some guy named Kevin Brown. Our show bookers did a great job catching up with a former Oriole, right? I mean, lit his uniform on fire. Oh, not that Kevin Brown.
If only I had known that story before I agreed to come on your podcast, Brett. No, it was a lot of fun. Brett and Jeff are terrific, and I hope folks have already listened to the episode, but if not, go ahead and download it right now. Leave a 5-star rating, subscribe to the podcast. Inside the Yard with Brett Hollander and now national anthem singer / radio broadcaster Jeff Arnold, who did a fantastic job on the anthem last night.
Jeff can do it all, Kenny. He's a doctor in his spare time.
Is that
Sings
right?
the national anthem.
What kind of doctor?
He pulls stitches. He's good at getting stitches out.
Is he?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I kind of surprised him a couple of weeks ago, but he did a good job. He was really good.
By the way, that performance of the anthem, which was pre-recorded, is at the Orioles Twitter account. So you go to twitter.com/Orioles and
it was good.
See Jeff belt it out.
It was the fastest anthem I think I've ever heard, but it was good.
Jeff Arnold, take the under. There's a swing and a miss. Jackie Bradley Jr. goes down. Jorge Lopez 4 up, 4 down out of the Orioles pen.
Yeah, speaking of good, this breaking ball to Jackie Bradley Jr. by Jorge Lopez, outstanding. Look at that forward spin, and boy, you started it in the zone, and that's the idea for pitchers now. Balls that start in the zone, they end up out of the zone, and then balls that, of course, start out of the zone, that they get back into the zone. That's what you're trying to do, and Jorge Lopez does a great job with it on that pitch.
Strike 1 into Jose Peraza.
The more you watch Lopez, the more you like him. Because it's a good fastball. It's a mid-90s fastball, but I love the sink to it and the action to it.
Peraza hits it where they ain't. Red Sox have had a couple of those tonight. 1-out single for the 9-hitter.
Yeah, for a team that was supposed to be struggling pretty much in all phases of the game coming in, they've not been that team. Good starting pitching last night. Good starting pitching so far tonight. Clutch base hits, home runs, some outstanding defense along the way.
Sometimes it's good to get a team when they're in the midst of a 1-9 streak, and sometimes it's very bad. Because you look at this Red Sox roster, and I think a lot of us would say there is some regression due. That is not a 7-18 team just in terms of their offense alone. You get any kind of pitching, they should be competitive, and the Red Sox have gotten any kind of pitching these last 2 nights. Pilar singled in the 3rd, scored on the J.D. Martinez home run. There is Darwinzon Hernandez, who just returned yesterday after being diagnosed with COVID-19 before the start of the season. Looks like he'll have the 5th. Hernandez was awfully effective last year, but the Orioles may just be happy to see anybody other than Colton Brewer.
He's been good.
Ball 4 to Pilar. 4-pitch walk after the Peraza single. And the Red Sox have 2 on for the truly dangerous part of the lineup. Devers with Martinez and Bogarts waiting in the wings. Not been a good season for Devers. That on-base percentage, those power numbers are shockingly low. 4 walks, 27 strikeouts now on the year. Just 23 years old. There were some questions in Boston at the start of the year. Is Devers in great shape? As Chance Sisco is going to come out to see Lopez, and Doug Brocail will join them.
Yeah, because what a year it was for Devers last year. You mentioned just 23 this year, but boy, 32 home runs, 115 RBIs, and a batting average of .311. But it's just a matter of time. He is too good. Just like J.D. Martinez. Bogarts has obviously gotten it going the last 2 nights. This lineup's going to score some runs. There's no doubt about that. And they knew that going in. They knew the strength obviously was the offense. And they'd have to piecemeal it together from a pitching standpoint.
Right center field off the bat of Devers. And this is going to be the 3rd Red Sox home run of the night, and it might have just been the longest one. Rafael Devers explodes deep into the green seats in right center field. Bogarts a solo home run, Martinez a 2-run home run, and now Devers for 3 at 4:47.
2 home runs last night, 3 already tonight by the Red Sox. And this offense is not struggling anymore. This is a changeup too. 1-0 changeup, and it's almost like he's looking off speed. Because I mean, he was all over this pitch from the beginning. And when you get counts in your favor as a hitter, you can sit on certain pitches, and Devers set on an off-speed pitch and didn't miss that one.
He had a 111-mile-an-hour home run a couple of days ago. And this one did not have the speed, but it had more distance.
Watch how balanced he is. I mean, that's just sitting on one because he was not out front at all.
Back to the mound from Martinez. 2 down. If you want a short list, here's the list. Players with 30 home runs, 50 doubles in a season before age 23. That guy is on the list. Last year. Alex Rodriguez on the list, 1996. That's it. That's the list.
I love Juan Soto. Juan Soto over with the Nationals. He's probably the most impressive young hitter that I've seen. But that is a short list.
If we had played 162 this year, Juan Soto might have found his way onto that list based on what we've seen.
Or Tatis Jr., right?
Sure.
He's certainly on pace.
See, the Padres hit a grand slam in all 4 games of that Rangers series. First team in Major League history, grand slam in 4 straight with an Eric Hosmer slam yesterday. I know folks are maybe not getting a chance to see some other teams as much this year because of the interdivisional and cross-divisional, with your geographic division play. But if you have a chance to watch the Padres in the West, our old friend Manny Machado with Fernando Tatis Jr. and a bunch of good young players, they are as exciting as anybody right now.
Yeah, they're fun to watch. Not so much to pitch against, but fun to watch. They kind of got a little rally going after Tatis hit the grand slam on a 3-0 count the other night. It looked like the team, Hosmer, rallied behind their guys, and they've been on fire. San Diego 15-12 to chasing the Dodgers, 4 games behind the Dodgers, who've really been on fire out in the National League West. Dodgers 19-8.
Whacked on the ground to Valleca. And he gets Bogarts by a step. 3-run home run for Devers. It's 6-0 Red Sox. Valleca leads off with our Geico do-ups. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance.
For the return of live sports, and boy, Kevin Pillar has shown some speed tonight. Look at that sprint speed, 27.2 as he makes a play right up against the wall. And then this second one, he really has to get on his horse. 29.7 feet per second, covered 98 feet as he lays out for an outstanding catch. Your PNC inside the numbers. Colton Brewer's night is over. 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, did not allow a run. Walked 2, punched out 2, 50 strikes and 71 pitches.
Very good numbers, and Darwinson Hernandez takes over.
Yeah, another youngster, as you mentioned, just coming off the COVID list. You see what he did last year. He was mostly a reliever last year. 29 games, 0-1, 4.45 ERA, 30 1/3 innings pitched. 6'2", 255-pounder, 23 years old. And the Red Sox are really high on this young man. Mostly a reliever last year. He's doing it right now as well, but certainly a guy I think that's going to fit into their rotation in the near future.
Well, his strikeout rate was off the charts last season. He struck out 16.9 batters per 9 innings, which is just insane. Throws a lot of fastballs. That one at 96 to Pat Valleca. Strike 1. Hernandez was diagnosed with positive COVID-19 test at the beginning of camp in July. He was cleared, but joined the team until yesterday. Stretched out a little bit at the alternate side camp, and they think maybe he is a future starter. Maybe he's an opener at some point this season.
Well, you could see how he'd be really, really tough on left-handers because he throws across his body. He'd be tough on anybody with that fastball.
Well, in his first 6 years professionally, this is mostly in the minor leagues. If you include the Arizona Fall League, Hernandez faced 582 left-handed batters. He has allowed, to those 582 left-handed batters, 1 home run.
Yeah.
Baleka stays alive out of the glove of Vasquez.
Here's Baleka's home run last night. It was Nathan Eovaldi made not many mistakes, but on that one, that cut fastball hung right up over the plate, and Pat Baleka didn't miss that one. He charged his 3rd home run of the year, his 6th RBI of the year.
A breaking ball is a little bit outside for Hernandez, who pretty much only throws a fastball and a slider. He threw 4 curveballs, 2 sinkers last year, according to StatCast. 3/4 four-seamers, about 1/4 sliders. Two. That's inside.
Yeah, and that's something they're working on with him, to be able to develop a 3rd pitch. Most left-handers have a pretty good changeup, but Hernandez not been able to develop one as of yet. If you're going to be a starter at the big league level, you're going to need at least 3 pitches. But he's got 2+ pitches right now, that's for sure. Good fastball, good breaking ball.
Baleka with a lob to Peraza. 1 down in the 5th. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC, helping to make banking easier, and by Security Plus Federal Credit Union. Buy with pride with Maryland flag design debit or credit card exclusively from Security Plus. Cedric Mullins will turn around and bat right after a ground out to second, his first time. Orioles have only had 1 runner to second base in this game. That was Nunez in the 1st inning. He singled with 2 outs. Severino singled him to second, and then Rio Ruiz grounded out to end the inning.
Well, the Blue Jays came in here and put this Oriole offense in a funk. There's no doubt about that. One of the best offensive in baseball going into that series, but they could not muster much offense at all against the Blue Jays, and it's continued in the first 2 games so far of this series. Orioles only picked up, what, 1 run last night, only 5 hits.
4 for 22 in the last 3 games as well, with runners in scoring position. Just 0 for 1 tonight.
And it doesn't help. The pitchers have pitched to an ERA slightly over 6 in that 5, so nothing really going right for the Orioles. Offense has stuttered a little bit. The pitching certainly has been as good. There's been some defensive miscues along the way, some base running miscues along the way.
Brandon Hyde was asked post-game yesterday if he saw any signs of improvement, and he just laughed for a couple of seconds, and he said, well, Nathan Eovaldi's a really good starter. It was that kind of night. Again, young team, not a lot of major league experience. Some inconsistency certainly to be expected. Mullins scoops one on the ground to third, and Devers olays it. Not that he would have had much of a shot anyway. Cedric Mullins will extend his hitting streak to 6.
Well, I can tell you the way Cedric Mullins runs, Devers had no chance, like 0 chance. Even if he fields this ball, Cedric Mullins is going to beat this out. But you're right, this is a swing and a miss.
Orioles' 4th hit brings up Alberto, who fouls away a fastball. Alberto held in check so far in the series, 1 for 6. That is fisted and foul. Too far for Chavis. Strikeout numbers were enormous for Hernandez this last season, as we said, 57 and 30 and a third, nearly 17 per 9. The walk numbers were high too. 26 walks in 30 1/3. So the fact that we've seen 2 balls put in play to start is a bit of a surprise. Ooh, tight slider. Alberto couldn't hold up, and there's the first strikeout of Darwinzon Hernandez's 2020.
Well, you get 2 fastballs right out of that same window, then you back it up with this breaking ball here that looks like a fastball coming your way, and by the time Hanser Alberto recognizes he had already committed on his swing. Yeah, that pitch right there will get you some strikeouts.
Anthony Santander 1 for 2. Also turned around to the right side. He takes a called strike 1. First inning of what we expect to be multiple for Hernandez tonight. Stretched out during the break as he recovered from COVID-19.
Boy, he just comes right after you. I know he had a high walk total, but he's not shown that. But Colton Brewer also had a high walk total coming in and throughout his major league career, and he really filled the zone up for the most part. See, Cedric Mullins about a 9-foot lead. That's kind of an average to below average lead.
Nice take by Santander. 2-2. Again, the 2 areas of success for Santander is he laying off fastballs above the zone and breaking balls below it. You can check the second one on that last pitch. In the air to right. Peraza is out. Pilar is in. And this is Peraza's ball. Not a perfect route. Got the job done all the same, and we are through 5 with the Red Sox in front. Time for your T-Mobile ticket to the game. This is Buck Britton, who is down to the alternate camp with a great quote on Ryan Mountcastle's development. He's been terrorizing pitching at the Bowie site. He's been offensively just an animal. Buck interviewed in a really nice piece by John Mioli, our friend from the Baltimore Sun, Orioles beat writer. Not that John is paying attention because, you know, it's his night off tonight, but we'll give him some love anyway. Ryan Mountcastle's major league debut. He has walked and struck out, and he hasn't had to do much in left field. He's had 1 ball hit his way on the ground for a single, and he's made a catch on a Rafael Devers flyout. He has also watched a home run sail over his head from Xander Bogaerts, one of 3 Red Sox home runs in the game. Christian Vasquez through the right side. Red Sox have no interest in the Orioles shifts tonight. Another shift beating base hit.
Yeah, not a whole lot going right for the Orioles. That's what I think. It was 2 shifts that were beat last night on ground balls and 2 tonight so far.
And Verdugo in the second inning, and
Schiff hadn't paid off a whole lot just yet.
And again, it's a percentage play. More often than not, drastically more often than not, they work. And the thing is, we just don't often tell you, well, they hit it right into the shift. But generally, a lot of folks in our profession like to say, well, they beat the shift. We like to point out the bad and not so much the success. But yes, that was a shift beater from Vasquez all the same. Infield straight up for Verdugo. And Lopez catches the border of the strike zone, 1-1. Verdugo has singled and grounded out. He came to Boston in the Mookie Betts trade in the offseason, and he has hit well. He is not Mookie Betts. He likely will not be. If he was as good as Mookie Betts, he'd be maybe a top 5 player in the game. And is chopped over Nunez's leaping try. Vasquez will go to third. Verdugo on his horse to second. Santander's throw skips away, and Ruiz was there to back it up. Ground ball double, and the Sox have the first 2 on thanks to a couple of well-placed grounders.
Yeah, exit velocity on both of these balls, not very much, but they've hit in the perfect spot. The fastball just kind of middle, and it hits right off the ground, and a big hop over Renato Nunez's head. And no doubt Vasquez will end up at third. The question, could Verdugo get to second base? And he does. Shows you a little bit of speed. And he was hunting a double as soon as he got out of the box. His 6th double of the season.
He's picked up an extra base hit. Verdugo 8 of his last 9 games. Only exception was yesterday. Verdugo was the first Red Sox outfielder to pick up an extra base hit in 7 straight since the great Dwight Evans in 1982. And there have been a whole lot of great Red Sox outfielders since 1982. Infield is in for Michael Chavis, who hits it right through the infield. This is just one of those wee Willie Keeler type of innings for the Sox. They keep hitting them where the Orioles ain't. It's a 2-run base hit. It is 8-0 Boston.
Just another ground ball, perfectly placed. You see the Orioles kind of bringing the infield in, and it's just a 5-hopper right up the middle. That chases home 2 more runs for the Red Sox. Now up 8-0. Ball was not struck hard. Looked like the ball got in on the hands just a little bit of Chavis, but he fights it off right up the middle. And all smiles in the Red Sox dugout right now.
Red Sox have 9 hits in the game now as Nunez throws that ball into the second deck. 9 hits in the game. 6 have been on the ground. The other 3 have been home runs.
Always hated to play the teams that were struggling coming in because it just seemed like this happened more than not. They just, break out. I always wanted to play the hot team because I always looked at the odds and said, okay, they're due to have a bad game. But when you play a team like the Red Sox, who are very talented from an offensive standpoint, struggling coming in, you knew at some point they would be breaking out, and they have so far in this series.
Wild pitch from Lopez sends Chavis to second.
It almost feels like Lopez is looking at the results and trying to do something a little bit more. The truth of the matter is not one ball has been barreled up in this inning yet.
I think the Red Sox dugout was considering a challenge to see if that ball hit Bradley. They decide not to. No, it's not like the Blue Jays were exactly cooking coming in here as well. Bradley skewers this one to left. Mountcastle is there for the first out. Those fans, vote her up. It's time to step up to the ballot box this November. The Orioles this season are encouraging fans to exercise their right to vote and bringing awareness to the election process. It's your voice, your vote. Be the change in our community. For more information about voter registration and resources, visit Orioles.com/voterup. Best way to participate in democracy. Here is Peraza with one away. Out to right field, and Santander. Chavis will hold at second, 2 down. Kevin Pillar has reached base now in 10 straight. On base his last 2 times. Jogged in to score in a home run after each appearance on base. Even with a win, the Red Sox would still be 9-18. You'd think they'll still be a seller at the upcoming deadline. Pillar may be one of those pieces who will draw some interest. Sends one to Cedric Mullins' area. Ends the inning. 2 more in for the Sox. They lead big. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Big heart and low fares. Book now at southwest.com. And by Chesapeake Employers Insurance, your workers' compensation insurance company specialist. Red Sox have a big lead here, and they don't have as big of a roster as we thought they did at the start. Seeing reports now, Ken Rosenthal, Alex Spire, among others, on Twitter. Ken Rosenthal reporting 1 minute ago that the Red Sox have officially traded Brandon Workman and Heath Hembree to the Phillies. So as we were just talking about, the Red Sox might be a seller. Here you go. Here is sell number 1. Ken Rosenthal reports it is Workman and Hembree out of the Red Sox bullpen, along with cash for pitchers Nick Pivetta and Connor Siebold. Workman a potential free agent after the year. Hembree under control through next season. Nunez breaks his bat. The ball's foul. The bat's fair.
Well, look at that thing. Talk about getting in on the hands. Here's your swing. Ball just, oh my goodness, just right about 4 or 5 inches in front of the hands. Watch this, way down on the handle. And that's what happens to those. Yeah, you wonder with 16 teams getting into playoffs this year, is there going to be more action, less action? In a year where obviously revenue is going to be down, many teams take a chance. But certainly more teams going to get in, so there might be more teams looking. And a lot of teams looking for back of the bullpen help.
Well, we saw the Phillies last week when the Orioles went to Philadelphia, swept them. And I think the Phillies bullpen could charitably be described as an atrocity.
Yeah.
So at 9-12, Philadelphia is in a National League East that sees the Braves on top, and the Marlins 10-9, the Mets 12-14, the Nats 9-13. Top 2 teams in every division make the playoffs. No reason the Phillies can't be the second place team in the National League East if they improve that bullpen.
Yeah, because I mean, look, they got 3 outstanding starters. The offense is solid, but you're right. The struggle with the bullpens, when Doolittle went down, and he's not himself. Sean Doolittle. Matter of fact, I think he's on the IL now, but we saw him pitch, and boy, the velocity is down. The Orioles hit him hard, so they need some help.
Nunez. That is ripped but foul against Darwinzon Hernandez, leading off the 6th. Nunez, Severino, Ruiz. Anybody gets on, it'll be Ryan Mountcastle for his 3rd Major League plate appearance. Over in the National League East right now, Phillies are already trailing 4-1 to the Braves in the 3rd. They are already into the bullpen with Reggie McClain, so that is going to be some welcome relief, quite literally, for the folks in Philadelphia.
Well, how about the Matt Nunez off a guy that can strike out as many as anybody? Look at Pedro Severino getting ready on the on-deck circle.
Pitch number 7 for Nunez, and he goes down. Fastball up and away.
Well, finally going up, and you can see Vasquez, the catcher, wants that ball up, and look where it's delivered, right to the top part of the strike zone. And Nunez not different than a lot of hitters. They see it good up there, but hard to get up there and get that ball, especially off a guy like Hernandez. Almost like he hides it a little bit. The velocity's mid-90s, but he hides it. Hitters just don't pick it up.
See if we can watch for what you're talking about here with the hiding of the ball.
See, it's a short arm stroke, and what I mean by that, a lot of guys have long arm strokes where the ball really comes out and it comes above their head, kind of behind their head, and hitters can pick that up. But if you watch him, it's almost in some ways like a quarterback who quickly gets the ball out and gets it right behind his ear. So the hitter's trying to pick up that window. He's trying to pick up the ball as quickly as he can, but you see how he kind of hides it? And there's probably some analytical stuff to it. I don't know what the spin rate is on the fastball, but when you're striking out as many per 9 as he is, there's something to it.
It is a pretty high fastball spin rate, 70th percentile in the league last year.
That makes sense.
Severino went around, strike one.
And that's what you used to hear from guys, 20 years ago, come back dugout and say, well, the ball's got some hop to it. It's got a little ride to it. I can't pick it up. And that's kind of what we know with analytics now.
But the strikeout numbers are great, and I see what you're saying with the ball being hidden. How do you jibe that with the high walk numbers? Is it a repeatable delivery to you? Is that the issue for the walks?
Well, you got to remember, too, he's 23 years old, too. So in a lot of ways, he's still feeling his young body. And, yeah, it's definitely mechanical. You don't see pitchers really reach their prime as far as maturity and growing into their body really till they get to their mid-20s and late 20s. And there's a whole long list of pitchers. You can go back through time and look at the Nolan Ryans and a lot of guys. Randy Johnson's, Jamie Moyer, if you're going to go soft tossers. Guys that kind of figured it out from a mechanical standpoint.
By my unofficial count, this is the 22nd Orioles batter of the night, and 18 of the 22 have been in a 2-strike count. They are working long and sometimes arduous at bats. That's great. The pitch count's being driven up, but the results at the other end of it are still out there. Just 4 hits and a couple of walks.
Which is normally not what you normally see, right? Normally, if you're getting a lot of pitches, you're seeing more and more pitches at the plate, the better chance you have of barreling some balls up. But the Orioles just not able to do that tonight.
And so often this is a team, Iglesias is on the IL, between he and Alberto and sometimes Nunez and Severino. It's a team that will attack early. May not drive the pitch count up, may get you on the first or second pitch. Tonight, they're going deeper into counts, but they're not finishing them off. That's high. And Severino is the 3rd Oriole with a walk tonight. Show off your Orioles baseball knowledge and share your skills by playing Birdland IQ, this season's all-new trivia game presented by New Era. Play anytime, anywhere. Prove you're the ultimate O's fan. Download the MLB Ballpark app to play Birdland IQ Orioles trivia today. I'm going to hit you with an Orioles trivia question, okay?
Uh-oh.
I don't know that this is part of the Birdland IQ, but I'm going to make an Orioles trivia question for today.
You're going to make one up?
Yes.
This sounds challenging.
This is the Kevin Brown Birdland IQ. It's one question for all the marbles. And we'll wait till Mountcastle comes up. Strike 2 on Ruiz. Actually, you never know. Could be a double play. We'll ask it now. So Ryan Mountcastle is wearing number 6.
Okay.
As we mentioned earlier, a number that Brooks Robinson previously wore. What Orioles player wore number 6 longer than any other Orioles player?
Oh.
Was a decade of wearing number 6.
I know Orsulak wore number 6, but I don't think he was here.
Joe Orsulak did wear number 6, 1988 to 92.
Do I get bonus points for that, even though it's not the right, just for remembering?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes me feel better.
But it's like, whose line is it?
Yeah, just
points
remembering.
don't count for anything.
Just remembering Joe Orsulak. Yeah. Okay.
By the way, I'm on Twitter at Kevin N. Brown. He's at Real Ben McDonald. So first person to tweet at us gets our love.
So the longest Oriole to wear number 6.
Yeah, who wore number 6 the longest? Ruiz strikes out swinging, 2 down. You can sit on this one if you want. You can marinate. Here comes the newest number 6, Ryan Mountcastle. Let's go to Brett Hollander. Brett.
Kevin, I talked to Matt Blood, the director of player development for the Orioles, earlier today, and I asked him where is Mountcastle right now while hitting at the alternate site in Bowie, and he says he can hit. That's what he does. That's what he's always done. Also talked to Jim Callis of MLBpipeline.com fame. He says since the day he was drafted 36 overall in 2015, he's been one of the best offensive prospects in the system.
Takes aim at a breaking ball here and misses. Brett, I mean, you look at Mountcastle's numbers, and there's no doubt since his first full minor league season in 2016, Ryan Mountcastle leads all of the minor leagues, 554 hits. Second in the minors in doubles in that span. This is a shot out to right field. Kevin Pillar is there, and Ryan Mountcastle is retired. Done with 6. I'll give you the answer when we come back. Ben, 8-0 Sox. An Orioles home run means a free Papadilla for you. Use promo code OriolesHR at papajohns.com. Hey, Pat Valaika hit one in the 7th inning yesterday. Could be the home run inning again today. Red Sox have 3 home runs. You don't get any Papadillas for those, unfortunately.
Well, the 7th inning, I think, has been the best inning of the year for the Orioles.
It has.
They've done some damage in the 7th inning. They have to do a lot of damage tonight.
Ball and a strike to Rafael Devers from Jorge Lopez. Orioles 21, opponents 4 in the 7th inning this year. This has been the money inning. By the way, I promised an answer to the question, and
yes.
you guessed it in the break. It was Melvin Mora who wore number 6 from 2000 all the way through 2009. The great Melvin Mora, 2-time All-Star. I said I would shout out somebody. About 1,000 of you tweeted it at us. Brandon Filler was first on the case, so congratulations to Brandon Filler. You win our love and adoration. That is called strike 2. Devers a massive 3-run home run his last time up, and he takes a very close pitch. Takes it confidently, and it's ball 4. By the way, do you know the Oriole to wear your jersey number 19 the longest?
I don't.
Ruiz to second. Get 1. That's Chris Davis, who just surpassed you and Scott Erickson.
There you go.
A couple of years ago.
Well, good play by Ruiz right here. Could have made the easy play across the diamond to get 1, but instead just in time over to Alberto, who tries to complete the double play. Tough play. Throw across your body, accurate right there to Alberto, and he knows he's got a guy just boring down on him.
Rio has been slick in the field this year. Even when the hitting has dropped off, as it has of late. He made the 1 error against the Nationals on Sunday, but other than that, he's been about perfect.
Yeah, he has been really good at third base. Everybody remembers the 1 error because it was late in the ball game and cost a run. See Osich getting heated up. He's made some outstanding plays, especially to the backhand side going towards the line. Tom
Eshelman and the Orioles bullpen. By the way, that Red Sox trade is official. Heath Hembree and Brandon Workman, along with cash considerations, also along with a player to be named later, or cash considerations, so it could be double cash considerations. Big day for cash considerations. Have been traded to the Phillies. Nick Pivetta, Connor Siebold are coming to Boston. Bogarts swinging a miss, strike 2. Nick Pivetta, 27 years old, has been mediocre big league starter, former Nationals prospect. Connor Siebold, the Phillies' 3rd round pick 3 years ago at Cal State Fullerton. A couple of World Series champions, Workman and Hembree, going to the National League East as the Phillies make their playoff push.
Yeah, you just get the feeling there's going to be a few more trades made. Deadline right at the end of the month.
Yep. 1 month to the date it usually is, August 31st. I don't think it'll be the last Red Sox trade either.
No, I agree with that.
I mean, when your pitching staff is this bad and you're giving away Workman, one of your only reliable relievers, in Hembree, it's a pretty clear message from Chaim Bloom and a new front office.
Yeah, because I don't care how hot your offense gets from here on out, you're not going to outscore them every night.
3-2 for Bogarts. And a strike called. Ooh. Okay. Take it, move on, bow your head. 2 down in the 7th.
Looked like that breaking ball. Either a changeup or a breaking ball. We're going to get a look at it right here. Yeah, it's a changeup, and you can see why he's upset. It fades pretty much off the plate. Bogart's not happy about that, but when you look at the scoreboard, you understand why. Sometimes that zone will get bigger in games that are 8-0 at times. Still doesn't make you happy if you're standing in the box, though.
Well, I mean, 8-0 or not, every at bat matters to you as a hitter.
Yeah, even when you're up by 7 runs,
yep.
You swing away on 3-0 count. It matters.
Absolutely, it should matter. Vasquez pops it up. Does Nunez have a play? He does. Well done, Nooney. Stretch time of the yard.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan, congratulations on your huge accomplishment. We are so proud of you.
Tear it up tonight, man.
Can I get a one dance? I can show you later how to move, yeah. Everything looking grand. Got me feeling like the man. I never let this moment out my hand. Got me feeling like the man. Like the man. 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 Feeling like the man.
Long before tonight's Major League debut, there was Ryan Mountcastle way back in his Little League days.
He had the swag going, too. Had
He
wristbands
sure
on, all decked out.
He has walked in 3 plate appearances. Age 23, a big leaguer tonight for the first time.
I mean, I feel a lot more comfortable in the outfield now. You know, it's sort of a new position for me still, but yeah, I feel like I did enough work down there to, you know, be serviceable up here in the big leagues and help them win. And you know, I was trying to work on some plate discipline stuff at Bowie too, and I feel like I did a good job with that as well.
Well, early on, plate discipline, he gets at least 1 point for that. He walked on 7 pitches his first time up. Strikeout and flyout since, but starts his big league career by reaching base.
And he's made all the plays in the outfield. Not anything extremely difficult, but he's looked fine in the outfield.
New pitcher is Josh Osich, by the way, 3rd Red Sox pitcher of the night.
Yeah, there's his numbers. Been in 9 games. He's got a start to his credit as well. 11 innings pitched, 9 hits, 14 punch outs, and 3 walks. Opponents hitting just .209 off the left-hander Josh Osich.
And it's a bit of a tongue twister there. Osich. Josh Osich. You have the sh and then you have the ch.
Don't confuse me, please.
I would never intentionally confuse you. Shift is on for Cisco, who has grounded into a double play to second and grounded into, well, a single play to second.
Yeah, and you mentioned it earlier, very unusual for him. He swung at the first pitch, each of his first 2 at-bats. Normally, he's a guy that's going to see a lot of pitches.
He didn't play yesterday. Day before that, he saw 31 pitches in 5 trips to the plate. Tonight, he saw 2 in the first 2.
Well, the Orioles have had a lot of luck this year attacking the first pitch or 2. Not so much as of late.
And not so much on the 5th pitch here. Cisco strikes out swinging.
I'll take a look at this strikeout pitch. Lefty on lefty matchup there. Just a little slider kind of spinning down and away. Watch, Cisco's going to be just a little bit out in front of this one.
Osich was an Oriole for a hot minute last offseason. Orioles claimed Osich and designated for assignment Hanser Alberto, which is hard to believe as well as Alberto has played. Remember, the Orioles claimed Alberto, then they designated him again to make room for Osich. Yankees claimed Alberto, and the Orioles claimed him right back. And then they designated Osich for assignment when Dwight Smith Jr. was claimed. So Osich was on one end or another of a couple of transactions for 2 key Orioles in terms of the position players the last 2 years. Two and 1 for another waiver claim, Pat Valaika. Last year, the White Sox, Osich, 57 games, had a .466 ERA, good strikeout to walk ratio. And he gets a called strike 2 above the zone.
Mullins will be up next. Mullins got a 5-game hitting streak now?
6 now.
6, yeah. He has done well since stepping in. There you go.
Into left field, Pat Valaika. He homered in the 7th inning last night, and he does it again. Pat Valaika, 7th inning assassin. Home runs in back-to-back games. And Valaika breaks a shutout for the 2nd straight night. His 4th home run of the year.
Lucky 7th inning for Valaika. 4 home runs this year already. He only hit 1 home run in limited action last year with the Colorado Rockies, but another long one. How about this one? Slider just sitting right in the middle of the plate, and it's screaming the whole way, just hit me. And you talk about hit me. Pat Valaika puts a barrel on this one for a long one to straightaway left field, and Osich knew it.
Maryland Lottery's contestants of the game, Robert Bagley from Hyattsville and Krishi Gupta from Burtonsville, have now won $500 for that Orioles home run, part of our Maryland Lottery Fast Play. Pat Valaika is just handing out money to Baltimore residents these days. Again, the Orioles wait till the 7th inning for their first extra base hit of the game 2 nights in a row. Came into the game 3rd in the majors with 90 extra base hits. Well, if you start to let yourself dream here, Orioles get a couple of runs in this inning. It's a bullpen without Hembree and Workman. I know it's 8-1. I know it's a long way away. But it could be 8-2. Cedric Mullins out to left field. Verdugo to the wall, and Mullins goes deep. Valaika and Mullins back to back at the bottom of the card. Cedric Mullins from the right side with a blast. His 5th Major League home run, his first since 2018.
And it looked like another breaking ball, definitely an off-speed pitch. So Osich gives up one to Valleca on a breaking ball. Boy, and the Orioles continue magic in the 7th inning. They've done it all year long. And here's Cedric Mullins. Yep, another spinning slider, almost in the exact same spot as Valleca's. That's a nice balanced swing by Cedric Mullins.
Here's Alberto, who is part of that Osich waiver claim, and he lines out to third. Another $500 for Robert Bagley of Hyattsville and Krishi Gupta of Burtonsville for that Mullins home run. Orioles have gone back-to-back now for the 4th time already this season. And Pat Valleca was the first one to do it the last time the Orioles went back-to-back 13 days ago. Valleca and Severino against Sean Doolittle. Ball 1 to Anthony Santander.
Santander extended his hitting streak, what, to 16 games in his 2nd at bat tonight. The month of August has been a beauty for Santander.
$15 extra base hits in the last 15 games as well. Orioles.com headline writers dubbed him Tony Taters yesterday. That is a called strike 3. Nice paint job by Osich. O's are on the board. No. Valleca and Mullins go back-to-back here in the 7th. 4th back-to-back home runs from the Birds this year.
Top of the 8th we go. Red Sox up 8-2 on the Orioles. Thomas Eshelman is in. See what he's done this year. 4 appearances, 2 have been starts. 1-0 record with a very good 3.7 ERA. 14 and 30 innings pitched, 12 hits. 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. It's not power stuff by Eshelman. You're going to see a fastball in the mid to upper 80s. A couple of different breaking balls. Changeup as well.
Eshelman comes on to replace Jorge Lopez. Pat Valleca, Cedric Mullins with the home runs. Bring the Orioles within 8-2. The Orioles are within 6. 6 is the magic number of the broadcast tonight. Which leads us to a correction we must have to offer due to my failure to use Baseball Reference properly. Paul Blair, of course, wore number 6 for 11 years, 1 longer than Melvin Mora. Uh-oh, indeed. So the first and final edition of Kevin's Berlin IQ.
That will be the last tribute question of the weekend, huh?
That's that. By the way, I missed Dave McNabb.
I had a couple of people on Twitter screaming and hollering. I didn't, I don't have Baseball Reference, so they were like, "It's Paul Blair."
Baseball Reference. It's just a free website.
It's Paul Blair.
Anybody can have Baseball Reference.
No, I don't have a computer. That makes it tough. I do have an iPad. I guess I could get on it.
Oh, it's an iPad.
Yeah, no, I've never owned a computer in my life. Still don't have one.
Verdugo into center field. Mullins coming on. He makes a sliding play.
Well, the first step for an outfielder is always the most important one, and a lot of outfielders will tell you the ball right at you sometimes the hardest one, but Cedric Mullins gets an outstanding read on this, a quick jump, and really easily makes that play.
Right after the home run in the bottom of the 7th. Turns around, helps his team out. Now a drive from Chavis to right. Santander. Couple of nice plays by the Orioles outfield to start the 8th.
Get on your horses, boys, huh? Santander fools you for a big guy. He really moves pretty good. You see where he is, almost straight away right field. He takes it off at a perfect angle toward the 373 mark and easily runs that ball down. So 2 solid plays by Cedric Mullins and Anthony Santander.
That's outside to Jackie Bradley Jr. Thomas Eshelman's wearing number 73. You know who's the longest? No, we're not going to do it.
Don't even start it.
Actually, this is easy. Unless Baseball Reference is lying to me. Thomas Eshelman is the only number 73 in Orioles history.
Okay.
But I'm sure somebody's going to tweet at me now. That is well struck by Bradley, and the Orioles have it well positioned. Valleca for a 1-2-3-8. O's will get back out there after a 2-run 7th. Game 3 of 4 tomorrow night, 7:30. The Orioles and the Red Sox. Alex Cobb has been very good this season against Martin Perez for the Sox. Coverage begins here on MASN at 7 with O's Extra, presented by PNC Bank, followed by first pitch shortly after 7:30. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN. Kevin Brown, Ben McDonald, Brett Hollander working the upper deck, the concourse. Fun day for us to see Ryan Mountcastle's major league debut. He is due up 4th in this inning, so whether it's here or in the 9th, he will get at least one more at bat. He's walked, but he is in search of his first big league hit. A 2 game, but the Orioles have some good right-handed sluggers against a lefty in Osich, starting with Renato Nunez. Hard single in the first against Colton Brewer, 2 strikeouts since. I just want to check with something you said in the last half inning.
Uh-oh.
You've never owned a computer?
Uh-uh.
Like a laptop computer, a desktop computer, any kind?
Mm-mm. My iPad blew up not too long ago, and they tried to give me a computer. The truck did, and I couldn't even work it, so I gave it back to them. But I got my iPad working again.
You have a keyboard on your iPad.
I got it working again. You know what happened? These updates you get, I guess you have to update them, and I didn't, so it just crashed. Like it just crashed, like went to nothing.
Did you just decline the update?
Yeah.
Are you Ron Swanson? What's going on here?
I mean, I was like, it's working fine. I don't need to update anything.
So when have you had a device that is a computer-esque device?
I guess that and this phone here. Other than that, it doesn't take a lot to make me happy.
You're a man of simple tastes. Strike 3 to Nunez here in the 8th inning, 1 out.
That was a good start for Nunez. Base hit his first at bat, but now 3 consecutive strikeouts. And there's that breaking ball just left the yard twice, but not this time. He throws a good one and gets it underneath the bat of Renato Nunez.
Severino did not go. I mean, I assume you have used a computer.
This is really worrying you, isn't it?
I'm a little concerned.
Don't be concerned. I'm fine. Really, I am.
I'm just mystified. I truly am. At least you have the iPad. I mean, it does make me feel better.
I get to keep the box score. You know, I can see who got the hits.
And I do respect that you're not completely connected to technology.
No, I don't have an analog phone, and I don't have one of those. Looks like one of those Star Trek phones. Although I used to have one a long time ago.
You have a car phone with the cord in there, or what?
I had one of them a long time ago.
Austin Bryce in the Red Sox bullpen. Remember, it is a Red Sox bullpen without Heath Hembree, without Brandon Workman. Just got the word a little while ago they were officially traded to the Phillies. So the Red Sox are shorthanded tonight. It's ball 4 to Severino. So if the Orioles can string something together here, they could find themselves against some Red Sox relievers who are in some unfamiliar roles. Introducing Quick Pick, MLB Rally's new predictive game that offers fans the opportunity to pick outcomes and compete for cash prizes. Make your predictions count. Play Quick Pick. No purchase necessary. 21 plus to compete. Restrictions apply. See official rules and enter at MLB.com/quickpick. Ryan Mountcastle on deck as Rio Ruiz bats and takes ball 1. If Ruiz can reach, Ryan Mountcastle would find himself in a bit of a tasty spot here. There's that cut fastball from Osich, which is his primary pitch. Into right field off the end of the bat. Pilar gives way to Bradley, 2 down.
All right, is this going to be the at bat? You make the call. What do you think? Is he going to get his first big league knock here?
I can't say no. That would be awfully
What's
negative
your
of me.
gut telling you?
Listen, I've already screwed up one number 6 piece of information tonight. We got to say yes. This is going to be it. Josh Osich will go down in history as the pitcher to allow Ryan Mountcastle's first hit.
I got that feeling too.
On the ground, that was fouled off of Mountcastle. Looked like he got himself in the foot.
He's got the guard on the left foot, but evidently, let's see if it got foot or way up the shin. Oh no, got the toe, the big toe.
His first major league toe bruise.
Well, I like it. He's been aggressive all night long. I mean, seeing the pitch he wants and going after it. A couple of good swings last at bat.
Good take on a fastball just off the plate. Against lefties last year, he hit .349 in Norfolk, Ryan Mountcastle. Only 3 walks, but he slugged .597. That's a breaking ball, up and away ball 2.
Yeah, I kept hearing about the 25 home runs last year, which was impressive in itself, but I got to looking at the other numbers. 35 doubles, 1 triple, so 61 extra base hits and what, about 540 at bats last year in AAA.
2-1. That is crushed down the left field line, but it is foul.
The ball just sounds a little bit different coming off his bat. I got here for BP and watched him take batting practice because I wanted to see it. He had 2 balls in the visitors bullpen, but it's kind of sound that you don't hear many big league guys make when it comes off the bat.
Two and 2. That is off the corner as well. So the improved eye of Mountcastle has shown in this at bat. He seems to be seeing Osich well, and he's worked the count full. Severino will be off and running with a pitch. 3-2. Fouled hard straight back.
And a good swing too at a backdoor breaking ball. So not necessarily looking fastball, either that or he recognized it right away. And this ball's the one that starts off the plate, kind of oozes back on at the last second. It would have been strike 3, but he had a really good swing at that one.
You get the feeling he is right on top of Osich. Can Mountcastle deliver? 3-2. Here comes. That is roped as well, but foul to the right side.
Osich is staying on the outside part of the plate. Breaking ball first and fastball on that one, but staying away.
It just feels like this has to end with a walk or a hard ball in play. All 4 strikes in the at-bat have been foul balls. He's taken 3 close ones outside. Ryan Mountcastle, the former first-round pick, ready for a 3-2 again. And he takes it high, ball 4. So the first hit will wait, but Ryan Mountcastle is on base twice with a couple of walks in his big league debut.
Yeah, a small sample size, but he's not offered any bad pitches tonight. Maybe 1 ball up, but he fouled it off a couple at bats ago. But that was a really good at bat.
Here comes Dave Bush, the Red Sox pitching coach. Ryan Mountcastle in AAA last season had 2 games in which he walked twice. June 12th against Scranton Wilkes-Barre, August 6th against Indianapolis. Just 2 multi-walk games in 127 in AAA, and in his big league debut, he walks twice. Go figure.
It works for Hanser Alberto. He doesn't walk a whole lot either.
No,
he's had pretty good success the last couple of years.
I haven't seen if Mountcastle got the baseball for the first walk. I don't know if you keep your first time on base baseball. You don't keep your first multi-walk game baseball?
I wouldn't think so.
This is the baseball that I didn't hit, that I just watched into the glove. I'd keep it. So 2 on 2 out for Cisco. And ball 1 from Osich. Red Sox are going to restart what is a shortened bullpen. No Hembry, no Workman. Austin Bryce was up and throwing earlier. He is up again. Well, called strike to Cisco. Our strike zone had it off the plate. Osich gets the call. Extra base hit here, and this is an interesting game heading into the final few outs. Severino and Mountcastle the runners. That's high.
Yeah, the Orioles put a crooked number on the scoreboard here. Then you got the 9th inning to try for another one. See Boston 3 for 6 runners in scoring position. The Orioles 0 for 1. Only that one opportunity.
Osich very good against the lefties last year, and he's 2-2 on Cisco here. He's 171 against Osich left-handers last year, 19 out of 111, 4 walks. Two on, 2 out. 2-2 pitch. Driven to left field by Cisco. Verdugo racing back to the wall. It's out of here. Chance Cisco with an opposite field lefty 3-run blast. And the Orioles are alive in the 8th inning.
Well, there's your crooked number. Chance Cisco, what a piece of hitting that was. He has been so good all year long, striking out a little bit more than he wants to, but the power numbers are good. Chance Cisco hits his 4th home run, drives in his 9th run of the year. Now an 8-5 ball game. Well, this team's done it all year long. They have never quit. Even when they get behind big, they've never quit. In the latter part of the ball games have been their best. There's the pitch right there. There's that slider, that breaking ball again. And it's kind of hanging up, but Chance Cisco does a wonderful job not trying to pull the ball on the outside part of the plate. Hits it where it's pitched, and we got a ball game now.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Baltimore Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. 8-0 game. It seemed like a few moments ago. It's 8-5, and Austin Bryce is into the game.
Yeah, I tell you what, Orioles all over Osich. Touched him for 5 1 2/3. 12 games, 1 start. ERA elevated. 13 innings pitched, 10 hits, but 18 strikeouts, which is a very good number. Opponents hitting just .208 off of the right-hander Austin Bryce.
Saw him in the opening series of the year. Pitched twice against the Orioles. Gave up a run in each outing. Rio Ruiz homer in the first game. And Chris Davis doubled in Hanser Alberto in the final game of that series. Pat Valaika, the batter. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Austin Bryce, a little lower arm slot than what you'd normally see, a low kind of 3/4 slot, if you will. So you get some good run on that 2-seam fastball. They'll also have that sweeping breaking ball as well.
There was that sweeping breaking ball. Strike 2. Bryce has been okay this year, except for one notable outing 10 days ago against Tampa Bay, where he was blasted for 5 runs in 2/3 of an inning.
That'll hurt the old ERA.
Hurt the new ERA too. 1.2 is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
That's what's tough about a shortened season, because if as a reliever you have one bad outing and the ERA just never comes down again. Don't have time to get it down.
Agents' binders are going to be a lot more full of swinging strike percentage and whip and stats that are not ERA this offseason to showcase their clients, which has probably been happening to an extent for years. On 3-2, Valaika stays alive. This was an 8-0 game 1 turn of the order ago when Valaika homered off of Osich in the 7th. Then Mullins homered off of Osich. Cisco a 3-run homer off of Osich in the 8th inning, and Red Sox fans were cursing that last name. Osich. 3-2. Strike 3 swinging. 95 away. Bryce cleans it up. The Orioles are back in this game courtesy of a 3-run blast by Chance Cisco. Lefty. 3-run game going to the 9th. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, Big Heart and Low Fares. Book now at southwest.com. And by Royal Farms, real fresh, real fast.
Well, it's up to Thomas Eshelman now. He's got to hang a 0 and give the Orioles a chance in the bottom of the 9th.
He came in the top of the 8th inning in what was an 8-2 game. It's now 8-5 after a 3-run homer from Chance Cisco. And if you are one of those people that likes to look ahead, if you so dare, 9th inning, it's Mullins, Alberto, Santander, Nunez.
Right where you want to be.
And Matt Barnes may be the opposition. I guess he's the closer now. Brandon Workman got traded about an hour ago. Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah.
Peraza with a golf shot to Santander in the corner, and he's out of room.
Looks like Sean Armstrong's getting heated up for the Orioles just in case.
Now Red Sox have the top of their lineup coming up after Peraza. Pilar, Devers, Martinez, if anybody gets on. And Eshelman hit him. 2-strike count against the 9-hitter. That one will sting both teams.
Eshelman normally with pinpoint control And Cisco was set up on the inside part of the plate, so that's where he wanted it, but not that far in on a 1-ball, 2-strike count.
Orioles were wondering if that hit the bat, Ben. I didn't think it did. Thomas Eshelman still looking in the dugout. Does this get the knob of the bat?
It is so hard to get the knob of the bat with most big league hitters, because most big league hitters put their hands, if this is the knob of the bat, they like to cover it up. They put the knob actually in their hand, in the palm of the left hand. So it's almost impossible for a lot of hitters to even get the knob anymore.
And Brandon Hyde is going to remove Eshelman and bring in Armstrong. 8-5 game in the ninth, top of the order, and Armstrong will try to get him. Keep it right here.
Well, Thomas Eshelman is out. Sean Armstrong is now in. He's been good this year. 9 games, 2-0 record. ERA very good, 1.6, 11 innings. Opponents hitting just 158. Saw the 12 strikeouts. StatCast shows you how he's collected those 12 strikeouts. 7 have been on the 4-seam fastball. He likes to work it up. But then he'll finish with the slider or the cutter. 2 different breaking balls down in the zone. How about that, inherited runners? 80%, which is a good number. Stranded 8 out of 10.
That's his inherited runner now, Peraza, who was hit by Eshelman. Armstrong has a little bit quietly been one of the Orioles bullpen mainstays. Maybe not the same attention as Tanner Scott or Miguel Castro, Cole Sulser, Michael Gibbons, but he's pitched well. He's made a noticeable jump from last year, a little bit of a cleaned up delivery.
Yeah, he got off a terrific start when he got called up last year. I think his first 16 appearances, he was unbelievable. But then mechanically, he would tell you he faltered a little bit after that. The numbers weren't quite the same.
That's a little bit low for Pilar. Look at that cutter usage. That has nearly doubled this season. On the ground to Valleca. Got 1. Didn't get 2. Renato Nunez would like a check. Brandon Hyde's going to hold up.
Well, I tell you what, this is a good play by Valleca and a really good play by Hanser Alberto to even make this close. This ball's not hit very hard. It's hitting the hole too, but Valleca gets to it with a perfect feed. And while Hanser Alberto a couple of times last night had trouble transferring, not on this one. They made this play a lot closer from a guy that can really get down the line. Boy, that is so close. So close.
Well, the crew is on the horn in New York. This would be a big, big double play.
It's in the glove right there. Is there enough to overturn it? That is so close.
Because it's in the glove versus secured in the glove. Call on the field. Runner safe at first. That certainly matters in a situation like this. By the way, if you're just joining this, this was an 8-0 Red Sox lead a little while ago. Here's the call. He's out. Double play. Looks even more beautifully turned now that the Orioles get 2 for the price of 1.
That's a good double play, as you'll see, on a guy that can get down the line. Valleca had the range towards third base, but so quick and a perfect feed to Alberto, which was just in and out of the glove in no time at all and over towards first base. And don't forget about Renato Nunez. Good stretch over at first base by him as well.
Needed every millimeter on that one. So 2 down for Devers. And Devers hits a ground ball into the shift, and Valleca. And the Orioles have a shot here in the bottom of the ninth. Mullins, Alberto, Santander coming up. Down by 3. Stay tuned for Rose Extra, presented by WB Mason following the game. Who but WB Mason for personal protective equipment and more. 8-5 game. Hey, Ben, we can see a wave right over the Masson 2. Hi, everybody. Along with some of our friends here at Camden Yards, and we hope that we'll be seeing more of you sooner rather than later. Matt Barnes is in the game. He's the Red Sox closer tonight.
He is now.
Done.
Worked in 9 games, 1-1, an elevated ERA. He's had one chance at the save. He did not convert that. 9 2/3 innings pitch. Strikeouts are good, but the walks are high. Opponents hitting just 188 off of Matt Barnes, the new closer for the Red Sox.
So if you're just joining us, here's what you missed. Brandon Workman and Heath Hembry about an hour ago were traded to the Phillies for a couple of pitchers. And so the Red Sox bullpen is depleted. The TLDR recap of what you missed is the Red Sox led 8-0. The Orioles have scored 5. The Red Sox traded 2 of their top relievers. Paul Blair wore 6, Dave McNally wore 19, and Ben doesn't own a computer. Is that it? Did I get everything?
Just pretty much.
Okay.
Paul Blair wore 6 the longest. That's right.
By the way, Connor Gercio had that first, and I never actually shouted out the person who got it right. So good job, Connor. All right, here's Cedric Mullins, bottom 9. Lays down a bunt. Devers will glove it, and he has no play. And Mullins is aboard to lead off the night.
Well, how many times have we seen that in the last 4 or 5 games? And, you know, I got here early, and you know who was out working on his bunting early? Cedric Mullins. And he did it for about 20 minutes, and that's what he worked on right there. In the box, getting towards the back of the box, getting a little bit of a running start and just tapping it down. And why not? You need base runners. Rafael Devers has not been great on defense this year, and a perfect start for the Orioles here in the bottom of the 9th.
On the previous pitch he saw, Mullins hit a home run. This time he drops down a bunt, and he has a 3-hit game. The tying run is on deck. Here is Alberto. And Barnes with ball 1, 96 out of the right hand. As you noted, Ben, the batting average against is very good. 188, but like many of these Red Sox relievers, the control is an issue.
Which tells me when he gets ahead, he can finish it, but when he falls behind and gets in plus counts, that's when the hitters have taken advantage of him.
Curveball is the big pitch for Barnes. It's a curveball and a 4-seamer, and that's about that. Strike 2 on Alberto, who chased a high fastball. Matt Barnes has 6 career saves. He had 4 last season when he posted a 3.78 ERA. Crazy strikeout numbers similar to Hernandez. He struck out 110 in 64 1/3.
Watch out for the breaking ball now. Typically, if you get the high fastball up out of the zone, it sets up that breaking ball, and Barnes has a good one.
Alberto spoils it somehow. Like a whirling dervish in the batter's box, Alberto.
Well, we saw that a lot last year. I mean, he gets out of position a lot of times, but he has such great hands. His hand-eye coordination, even when the body is a little bit out of whack, he is still able somehow to foul off pitches and actually put the barrel on some really tough pitches as well for base hits.
That is looped to second, and Peraza makes the catch. Wonder if the smart play there might have been to drop the ball.
Well, it's almost like Peraza was thinking about that at the last second.
It looked like it. Because then you'd get the force out on Mullins at second. You'd knock some speed off the base paths. And Peraza and Bogarts are talking to Trip Gibson. I wonder if they're asking him, hey, no, that wasn't an infield fly situation, was it? To which the answer would be, of course not. So Santander cannot tie the game, but he can give Nunez a chance to do just that. Now at a 16-game hit streak. That's strike 1.
Perfectly placed too, right on the inside corner at 97.
Bryce for an out in the 8th. Now Barnes in a beleaguered Boston bullpen. Well, those 2 strikes have been about as perfectly as you can throw it.
And that's what you do as a hitter. You just take those because you can't do anything with either one of those. And the danger is if you start to open up and look for the fastball in, Barnes has that good breaking ball. He'll get you way out in front. But if you're Barnes, you don't change anything. You keep just pounding that fastball right inside.
That was way inside, and Mullins will take second.
That or you just uncork a breaking ball that's nowhere near the strike zone. Because that's a good sign for Anthony Santander, because the guy typically misses this bad with a breaking ball. He's not likely to come back to it again, so you can almost begin to sit on the fastball. Because the last thing Barnes wants to do is go 3-2 and really get in a predictable count. So if you're Santander, you almost sell out for fastball here. Burns in scoring position. He's been really good. 333, 3 homers, 17 RBIs.
Into right field, Pilar got a good jump. Barnes did go back to the curveball.
Surprised me, and I'm surprised that Santander was even able to get a piece of it, because this ball wasn't even a strike. It was down below the zone, but that's how good he's going right now. Ball that's not even a strike, he still gets pretty good lumber on it.
So the Orioles' last hope rests in the 2-tone bat of Renato Nunez. Pedro Severino is now the tying run just wide of the on-deck circle. Nunez had a sharp single in the first, looked good. Since then, he has struck out 3 times. 5 for 29 on the homestand. And there's strike 1 again. Barnes just belting that corner.
Yeah, for a guy that's not supposed to have great control, if you look at the walks, he has been pretty spot on tonight, other than one breaking ball that was nowhere near.
Fell behind Alberto 1-0, then threw nothing but strikes. He's been ahead on the next 2. On the ground is shortstop. Xander Bogaerts finishes off a Red Sox win. The Orioles sure made it interesting, trailing 8-0 going into the 7th. They bring the tying run to the on-deck circle, but they can't get him to the plate, and they drop the first 2 in this 4-game series.
Yeah, I'd love to see them battle back like they did, but Oriole pitching's got to get better in the early part of the game. Red Sox scored 3 early last night by the 3rd inning. They do it again tonight. 3 different home runs, and really the lead just got where the Orioles could not catch up. A late rally was not enough, but the Orioles lose 8-5. On to tomorrow.
On to tomorrow, where the O's will try to snap a 6-game losing streak. Hey, Ryan Mountcastle's a major leaguer, and that's pretty awesome. He made his way on base twice. His walk in the 8th preceded a Chance Sisco home run. Try to get that first hit tomorrow. It'll be game 3 of 4. Alex Cobb against Martin Perez. Our coverage on MASN begins at 7 with O's Extra, presented by PNC Bank, followed by first pitch shortly after 7:30. For Brett Hollander, Ben McDonald, and our entire outstanding MASN crew, this is Kevin Brown saying so long from Camden Yards. But don't go anywhere, because Rob Long and Mike Bordick have O's Extra coming up next.